We're back with God of War again.
Yeah.
After the last break.
It's been a couple of years.
It's been a solid chunk of time, man. No. Here, you want to pull over just a little bit? Oh, all right. Just food, probably. Michael dropped a bunch of chips in the couch, and I mean, I think he got some of them, but
okay. Well, pretty chips, I guess.
Okay, we are helping Freya try and break the curse or bond or whatever that's holding her to Vanaheim.
Okay. Are we gonna kill any more of her kids while we're at it?
I don't think it was really Kratos' drive right now.
I don't know. I mean, if we can turn somebody's head into a flashlight, that'd be pretty nice.
Hey, we just started, Freya. Come on.
Man, she is so rude.
She is rude.
She's been trying to murder us this whole time, and now we're like doing her a favor.
Yeah?
You know? And we got rid of her shit kid.
Yeah, right? That kid did suck. I mean, like, he was...
I mean, he wanted to die, too. Like, I mean, it was assisted suicide. We were, like, working on that shit.
Yeah, I mean, he really wasn't, like... He wasn't enjoying his life very much. I just wanted a chest. God. She's fucking bitching at me.
Maggie.
She is. She's being a nag, man.
Sure we're not going to kill her?
She's a bit of a witch. Well, I mean, she said that she might still try and kill us.
Okay.
Just that she would temporarily put her revenge aside.
So that we could do her a favor.
So that we could do her a favor first.
I mean, how selfish can you be?
Right? Well, Kratos bears no ill will towards her, because he does feel guilty.
Right.
But...
I bear ill will to her.
I mean, she's not a very good parent.
Well, she also saved Atreus. She saved his life in the last game, so Kratos is
fair enough.
After that, he feels like, I don't know. What's going on?
Well, on the other hand, you know, if your kid dies, it means you get a little more time for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, you pick up a hobby or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets stuck.
I mean, people need hobbies.
What do you think Kratos' hobby would be?
I know he carved Calliope like a flute in the old game, so like maybe like music, something with music.
Maybe just whittling.
Or Kratos seems like a whittler.
Seems like a whittler, for sure.
I think that definitely feels like Kratos.
That's a hobby where you can just quietly stew while you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what Kratos needs. He
you get to hold a knife.
You get to hold the knife, man.
Do you think he'd whittle with the Blades of Chaos?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
They seem unwieldy, man, for like fine details and stuff.
I mean, he seems like he knows how to use them pretty well. If anybody could do it, it'd be him.
That's true.
He's almost done putting the final pieces on it, and then it just starts on fire.
Just post up that we're streaming here, too.
I like the idea of old man Kratos. Got that gray beard.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get to that at some point.
Did you see that some dude was wandering around in England dressed like Gandalf? And then some guy tapped on his shoulder and he was like, "Would you like to meet Ian McKellen?" And then the guy...
Wait, and he actually did?
Yeah, like Ian McKellen was walking with this guy and he's like, "Oh, we should go talk to the guy dressed as Gandalf."
Interesting.
So if you want to go meet Ian McKellen, just go to the UK and
just
Gandalf and just wander around.
Yeah, he's got the Gandalf dar on it.
Wow. Yeah, okay, sure. Life is stranger than fiction, man.
Alex, what if you're like a really short person, though? Because then if you dress like Gandalf, won't you just look like a gnome?
Yeah, man, you want to try it?
I don't know, there's no brims on a gnome hat. And the hat's got to be red.
I feel like there's...
And you got to be wearing, like, workman's... Like,
I've seen gnomes with different hats.
Gnomes with different hats?
Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of hats.
I feel like the pointy hat is, like, a huge part of being a gnome. Yeah, but it has a brim on it.
There are definitely gnomes with brimmed hats.
Are there gnomes with hats, brims on?
I mean, there's every kind of gnome now.
Well, I mean that's true. The sad thing is that gnomes are so like bankrupt conceptually that
You can make a Gandalf gnome. And it
yeah,
would
they're
still be a
like
gnome.
I don't know. Like I mean, they continue to dilute what a gnome is when it was basically nothing to start with. So I don't really
I
understand.
mean, that's true.
You know, like if the gnome doesn't have the pointy red hat, then
It's not a gnome.
I mean, I don't
What is it,
know.
though?
Are you gatekeeping gnomes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can just start calling everything a gnome if you want. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have any.
I feel the
Like,
source of the magic keeping me in
I don't care what happens to them,
Mhm.
but eventually.
But you don't want anyone else in the club.
Eventually, you just there's no distinction to it. Like you don't like. There's nothing
Right.
that makes it a gnome. Like if you're like, oh, now like, I mean, what happens if it doesn't have a beard and it doesn't have a pointy red hat? Then it's just like a short, chubby guy, right? Like I mean,
Pretty much.
Yeah, technically, I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know.
What is a gnome? I mean,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
that's the current political debate. What is a gnome?
Oh my god!
What is a gnome? A miserable pile of
If we
secrets.
get to that point, I'll be so tired.
Just be done with
Yeah,
everything.
they're like gnomes are a spectrum.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. It's like the roots of Yggdrasil binding the spell that keeps her.
Oh shit, what's that?
That's Needhog.
Oh. There's more legs.
Meathog?
Needhog.
Meathog?
Needhog.
Meathog.
You were just adding these letters.
Needhog the hedgehog?
Needhog, not Needhog the Hedgehog, no.
He has more legs than I expected. I think he was usually more of a snake.
Yeah, he's more. I think it was to try and differentiate him just visually from Jormungandr, to try and give him a little bit more of a.
They're snakes with arms.
Yeah, they got those little tiny, like, micro arms that are all just
Yeah, they're lizards without arms and snakes with arms, which is going to show you that biology that makes everything that I know not make sense anymore.
If I remember correctly, there was a prehistoric species of mole that was theorized to not have legs.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like a mammal snake.
Oh, so like it's just a tube?
Pretty much. It was like furry, but
Like a
yeah.
meaty furry tube?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know, mammal snake might be kind of cute.
Mammal snake?
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if
Soft, furry snake?
It's like kind of a dog-like face or
Yeah.
something, maybe. Sure.
Snake with the dog face? I don't know. That seems. This weirds me out a little
Isn't
bit.
that the thing from Never Ending Story?
Oh, what was it
Falcor?
called? Yeah, Falcor.
Yeah. I mean, he was like a furry kind of Chinese style dragon, I guess. Like
Yeah, he was kind of dog-like.
He was definitely a dog too.
Oh yeah, he was definitely had the dog face. He looked kind of like what's that?
We're going down.
What's the dog? God, I don't know my dogs that well. Like a Shih Tzu, like kind of like a
Like the little one that's got
furry,
the-
raggy kind of dog. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of a Shih Tzu thing.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if it looked like a bulldog.
It looked like a Rottweiler.
Just flying around.
A Rottweiler dragon? No, that's an interesting image.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with one.
No, you would not.
Just have one of those at the airport sniffing around for drugs.
I also did not realize that we stopped last time so close to like a major boss fight either. I had not realized at all. Ooh. Damn.
Well, good thing we did. Like,
I do love the way that he just flops over as if...
gives up.
Well, it's like as if he just got like a
Oh, yeah, the heart
switch
attack
flipped
or
off.
something.
Critical existence failure.
This game has really convenient like boss fight checkpoints, like mid-boss fight though, so...
Yeah, that is pretty nice. Imagine how much easier Dark Souls would be if you had that.
Wouldn't be
You'd
Dark
almost
Souls.
trivialize it, yeah. Stop shouting at me, I fucking know. Ooh. Come on, you bitch. Well, and also it's just an animal too, right? This thing it's just Odin wrapped the spell that bound her to Midgard in the roots of the World Tree, because if anyone tried to fuck with the roots, Nidhogg would come out and attack, just based on animal instinct for protecting the tree.
Right.
So there's so far Thor's been the only boss fight where we're fighting something like that's like truly actively actively like malicious towards us.
Yeah, you could have just thrown this thing like a big chunk of meat and then walk past it.
I don't know if that would have satiated it quite enough.
What, do you think it's a vegetarian? Those
No, I'm just saying I don't know if it would have been enough to get it to leave you
What
alone.
if it's a vegan?
You think that's a vegan?
Yeah, man. Giant snakes, definitely a vegan.
Yeah, giant vegan snake. I don't know about that.
Snakes love them.
Well, it's just like those people who feed their cats, like, vegan shit.
Do you think there are weird vegans that are also weird snake people that try
Yes.
and make their snakes have vegan diets?
Yes, there are.
I don't know.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! It's just lasers, man. It's just
People do it to their dogs. One of my
dogs.
favorites.
I feel like if you give them enough other kinds of protein, you could kind of do it with the dog. You can't do that with a fucking cat.
No.
Yeah,
Cats are obligate carnivores.
I don't know. One of the funniest videos I ever saw was some like morning show where some lady brought on her dog. And he's like, he loves eating vegan. It's his favorite. Like all his favorite foods are fruits and stuff. And then they set down like a bowl of meat, and then they set down a bowl of like the veggie food that she gives it, and it just started snarfing down the meat. Like, immediately went over there, and she was like, oh.
I mean, animals are actually much better at figuring out their dietary needs than we give them credit for.
Oh yeah, they'll
Right.
find that shit. They know.
I mean, even spiders. There was a study once where they basically found that spiders can control their diet to eat healthy. If you give them an option of basically junk food or nutritious food, they are capable of understanding the difference and will always pick the nutritious food.
Interesting. My spider's vegan, actually.
Yeah, I mean, spiders are better at self-control when it comes to food than a lot of people are.
I mean, I imagine spiders are definitely better at most things.
I mean, animals, I don't know what it is about people, and I don't know, maybe being intelligent, like, drives you to different, like, kind of self-serving behaviors.
Oh, absolutely.
Pleasure-seeking, but, I mean, animals, by and large, are just driven by their instincts. You know, this is good for me, this is bad for me. This
Right.
is
Yeah.
safe, this is...
So they are able to understand that shit way better than we do.
Did you see getting humped by a dolphin now is like is one of the like kind of new tourist attraction kind of thing?
What?
Like if you
It's not
if you-
swimming with dolphins, now it's getting fucked by one.
Yeah, well, I saw a video of a girl who was like doing one of those kind of swim with the dolphins photo opportunity things or whatever. I think she was in like Indonesia maybe.
Okay.
And like the dolphin came up, like jumped out of the water and just like got between her legs and just, you know, like, I mean, not actually, like, you know,
Right.
like flopping around.
It's like a
on
dog
top of her.
humping someone's leg.
Yeah.
It's not really
And
doing
then,
anything.
And then she's laughing, and it's all like, ha ha ha, this is so crazy. How could this happen? But as soon as the dolphin finished humping her, the guy threw it a fish, and it's like, oh, okay, that's just what they do now. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's
the
gonna
new
encourage the dolphin to do that
photo
again.
opportunity is.
Yeah, they're
like-
training the dolphins to assault people.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
There's an episode of King of the Hill where he gets like sexually assaulted by a dolphin, and it's like the most mortifying thing he's ever experienced.
Oh, well, apparently now it's just fun.
I mean, that's what you go on vacation for now. I guess.
Yeah.
Dolphin sex?
Like I said, the dolphin did not have sex with a
No, I know, but it was trying
supposed to be
to.
one of those funny moments, like one of those.
It's
funny
more like
things.
she was groped by a dolphin.
Yeah,
I
kinda.
suppose, but you know what the dolphin wanted.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I mean like the dolphins understand that. Like
They
obviously.
know.
I know.
They rape shit
That's
all
what
the
I
time.
know.
Dolphins are
I know
actually
they
evil.
do, but also like dolphins will do just about anything for a treat.
That is also
like,
true.
They've been doing
It's a
that
good-
at SeaWorld.
That's
forever.
fair.
That's a good question. Is the dolphin doing this of its own free will, or has it been trained to do this for food?
Yeah, right.
I feel like even if it
Yeah.
even if it was even with being encouraged by food, as a reward, it's still something that dolphins like doing.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is legit.
Yeah.
Like it could be bad on
Yeah,
both ends,
right.
but I feel like
Could
the
be,
dolphins
like-
are enjoying it.
It
For
could be
sure.
sort of a feedback loop, you know.
Well, I mean, it's not like humans haven't done this before, or like this kind of stuff. Like, I know for sure in Indonesia too, you can take pictures with orangutans, and they like the whole orangutan. It's funny if like it like squeezes the girl's breast while they're taking a picture, or like tries
Yeah,
to get
no, that's
ripped
true.
in
I've seen
and stuff
that.
like that. So I think it's kind of the
Weird.
same thing fundamentally. It's like, oh look how crazy it is! You must be so beautiful because the dolphin is.
That sounds really
Right,
degrading.
humping you? Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
man, I don't know.
I guess never go on vacation to Indonesia.
I mean, Indonesia does seem like a pretty cool place, though.
What, because the orangutans are grabbing your tits?
No, just some of like the rooms and like the history and the weather's nice and lots of lush greenery and whatever. And they have those dick plants.
Dick plants?
Yeah,
Do they look like dicks, or do they do something to your dick?
they kind of look like dicks. Apparently, they smell like death.
So like an unclean dick.
Yeah. It's like I think they only flower very briefly, like over their like 12-year life or something. They're huge.
Mhm.
And apparently, when they flower, they smell awful.
I feel like there's a lot of those big, famous plants that do just smell awful when they actually do their thing. Like, there's that giant flower in corpse flowers, South America that are like.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
Where like,
Yeah.
Nice.
first big monster in the game.
yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, where they're like, aren't they like some of the world's largest flowers?
I think so. Yeah.
And they
dick
only
flowers?
flower what?
No,
The dick
corpse
flowers?
No, the dead.
Oh, the corpse flower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
okay.
dick flowers, those dick plants are not small, but
Yeah, and then they only flower like once in a long time. I think I don't remember how long, but
Right.
But then when you actually go there, they just smell awful.
Right. Well, I mean, they smell like rotting flesh, right?
Right.
Well, like, I mean, is the purpose of that is it to attract insects for them to eat?
I think so.
That's the idea, because it's like not quite
I
a
don't,
Venus
I don't
fly
think
trap,
it's
but
for eating insects. I think it's for attracting insects to
Pollinators.
like pollinate.
Oh, sure. Which really, flowers are all just kind of shouting, "Fuck me, fuck me."
They
fuck
are.
me."
They 100%
That's kind
are.
of all they do.
Mhm.
And they just sit there and beg for pollen and a bunch of whores
man,
and flowers.
you really want one of those insects getting all hot and bothered up on your stigma, dude. That's what it's all about, man.
They think bees are hot.
Well, it's more like bees are like a sex aid for them, really.
Right. Well, and then the bees are freaks because they want to jerk off on flowers.
Well, the bees aren't jerking.
I
They just want to
I
eat the shit.
I know.
It'd be like if the bees. It'd be like if the bees are like if somebody like gave somebody a blowjob and then
Yeah.
got cum on their face and
Yeah.
then came over and decided to give you one of those Italian kisses or whatever.
It's just flower pollination is just bee bukkake.
Yeah.
It is weird to think about that. Like,
Not
if
even
you-
20 minutes in, and that's where we're at.
Yeah.
cocky, yeah.
Bee bukkake.
I don't
This is
know.
a classy stream.
This is very classy.
It is weird to think about how, like, getting people flowers is like a sign of love or whatever. It's like, hey, here's your severed plant genitals.
Right.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
so I was reading that plants evolved the form of flowers to survive being stepped on by dinosaurs.
Hmm.
Because there weren't flowers.
Yeah, they were a Cretaceous specific thing.
Yeah, and then but they were the plants that were too big. They'd get crushed under the foot of all these big animals, and then
Right.
they evolved to be flowers to survive living in the same environment as
You're
dinosaurs.
telling me a flower can survive getting stepped on by like a T-Rex?
Well, no, but because they're smaller, they're less likely to be stepped
okay,
on,
gotcha,
right? Like if like a giant bush is sitting
Yeah.
there,
I was
a
gonna
big
say-
animal comes through.
I was
There's
gonna
only
say
so much room for it to step.
a Stegosaurus would mush the shit out of it.
Yeah, no, of course it would.
Right.
It's just to avoid being in the area that gets stepped on.
Gotcha.
Evolved.
I thought
to
you were going to tell
smaller
me like
forms
they
of itself.
determined that the dinosaurs were like, oh, it's so pretty.
I think it's more so that most of the Jurassic dinosaurs had evolved to eat things from like sort of medium level to higher level like vegetation, so like trees and bushes and shit. And then flowering plants were mostly like ground plants,
Right.
like grasses and shit.
Right.
So they had sort of they were more able to sort of fill the plant life niche when like dinosaurs would come through and just eat everything. I assume that's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. You did it. You just said it a little better, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hey, there's real history and there's Bibukaki.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of both.
Then, of course, in the Cretaceous, that's when you had the dinosaurs evolve like horizontally so they could eat grass.
Right.
Why do they call it the birds and the bees?
That's a great
I
question.
kind of understand. The
Yeah,
bees.
where does that phrase
I
actually come
kind of
from?
understand the bees.
Because of the
like,
pollination
doing the
thing.
whole pollination thing, but like, what's up with the birds? Man?
Maybe I've always thought it was more like bees, like they do like courtship dances or something. I don't fucking
because
know.
the way
Okay.
birds they like sing to each other and stuff, and do
Yeah,
like,
maybe it has to do with
referencing the courtship ritual.
Yeah, it's probably courting would be better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the birds do get really into that. They have like the weird sounds they make and like all the plumage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, birds are some of the most colorful like animals, period.
Yeah,
And it's all because of bird sex, pretty much.
it's just all because of birds.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's like sometimes you see the male bird and you'll be like, holy shit, like that thing is just unbelievably colorful.
Like peacocks.
And just, yeah. And then you see the female version and they're
This
brown
drab little
and
brown thing,
drab and whatever. And it's like, oh, I see who has like, the
fun.
decision making power in the mating situation in the bird population.
Oh yeah.
Or it's like those birds that build those really elaborate nests where the males all compete to build the fanciest one, and the female literally just goes like house shopping.
Yeah.
And she picks her mate based on whichever nest is the nicest.
Yeah, it's like those girls that date basketball players, man. Go around like, well, I like that one. That one's okay.
Well, look at that. We made peace with Freya.
For now.
I mean, she like genuinely forgave us.
Nice.
Yes. No, there's this thing. Do we have? No, we only have one right now. Alright.
Now that
And we killed Meathog.
Meat hog.
He's very neat.
I suppose it's time to face.
Oh, is that what you were saying, Meathog? I thought you were saying Meat Hog. I was
No,
like,
I was saying meat
like,
hog.
stop talking about dick. I'm talking about a lizard. That's where I thought you were going with it.
That's what I was saying. Meat hog.
Meat Hog?
Meat. MEAT hog.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. That is what you're. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you
Okay.
were saying neat hog, like it's
None of us
like
are hearing each other right now.
Things are,
I mean, they are very similar pronunciations.
No, they are. They are. I get it.
the vines,
Somebody listening to this has probably not have any idea what the fuck we're saying.
glowing vines and light it.
I know I won't.
I already don't know, man, and I'm here.
Open to your return.
Oh, I'm sure he'd love nothing more than for everything to go back to how it was, leaving the responsibilities of leadership to me.
She's just got someone else to talk shit about now.
That's the
Very
real
quick.
reason she forgave us.
Yeah. Like, well,
she's pretty complaining, man.
she's a little complaining. I'll give it. I'll give you that.
She has had a shitty life. Can't blame her for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. She could dry her blanket out a little bit.
Try and point it out. Well, shit. What's been going on?
I don't know, man.
I like how long that dude's just hovering in the air. It's like Devil May Cry all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. There is an almost Devil May Cry like element too. I mean, the more so to the originals
Right.
than this one, but it still has a little bit of that juggling kind of element to it, depending on the enemy you're fighting, anyway. And now we have the new ability. We can have her cast those like signs
That's useful.
on enemies, and then you can have like extra elemental like explosive power for it.
They should make a game about enemy juggling where you play as a juggalo.
Do you really want that?
Juggalo juggling.
Yeah.
Juggalo juggling?
Yeah, and how many juggalos can you juggle, man?
Can you use magnets? How the fuck do they work?
Yeah, how the fuck do magnets work?
I wish I knew, man. I wish I knew. I've
know,
myself that
these-
question many times.
I don't want to hear any of these scientists, dude, because they're just lying, and it's getting me pissed.
This is a lie. We're trying to eat my cell phone. He ran away. It's fucking
Miracles.
nonsense, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'll never understand the Juggalo shit. That will always be nonsense to me.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
lots of juggalos if you go out and ask.
Yeah, I don't
You
really
know,
want
I
to be
mean,
around them.
when did you... Ulysses, you would remember the Juggalos at Avalon.
Of course I remember.
Okay. You kind of got to Avalon after a lot of the Juggalos were gone, but there used to be a strong
Juggalo population.
Juggalo
Yeah.
presence of like 6 or 7 kids, yeah.
He was the most
They got to represent, you know.
Yeah, I didn't. I thankfully didn't really have to experience that.
Yeah, wearing their little Hatchet Man pendants and being... What was that one kid's name? Kyle? Was that kid's name?
I think so. Yeah.
Who had like the ripped black pants and stuff and like...
Right. Yeah,
and,
no, I
like,
believe
the
so.
red hair, yeah. Interesting stuff, man.
You know, we would just go with some odd folks.
That is true.
And then you can also use the sigils on these.
Oh, to permanently
So you do
freeze
more
them?
than one. Yeah, well, not quite permanent, but a lot longer at least.
Okay,
What the fuck even are those?
In the first game, they were
crap.
they were just like witch spells that like.
Stuff they're like weird nutsack.
Yep, no, that's it. That's
Well,
definitely
see,
it.
the danger is when you start putting your nutsack on a pedestal.
Yeah, man, don't put nutsacks on pedestals. You know, they'll just disappoint you.
That's right. Never meet your nutsack.
Never.
Words to live by.
Those are wisps, powerful manifestations of runic magic. They're impervious to physical attack. My arrows can disrupt their protection spell.
So why are you attacking?
Well, yeah, she has to hit them with the arrow, and then you can hit them.
Okay, I got
Did you get them?
Yeah, I think so.
it. Damn, wisp.
Did I ever think of this
Are they
place
will-o'-the-wisps
as
or just regular wisps?
after all that's happened?
Are they cheese wisps?
Cheese wisp.
I bought a cheese wisp.
Did you buy? You bought a
bag
cheese
of cheese
It was
wisps?
actually called a cheese wisp.
Yeah, they're called cheese wisps.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're like a baked cheese snack. It's like just
I think those are
Stolen
called something
hottie.
else.
what? No, they're literally called cheese wisps. I bought.
Keep them promoted and brought them here.
I feel like that can't be right.
I'm just envisioning like a little like spirit made out of cheese,
Stretch to welcome the sun.
like haunting an Irish
cheese
dog.
wisps.
No, Shane's right.
Cheddar cheese wisps.
Weird. However, that has an H in it.
It does have an H that's slightly different, but it's close. It's close
still
enough.
pronounced wisp.
Yeah. So do they haunt Irish bogs? Like, can you reach into the peat and pull out a bag of those?
Yeah, dude. It's like is there an Irish cheese?
I guess there's still something to
Like a type of cheese?
Yeah, like a Irish style.
That's a good
cheese.
question. I don't know. It probably comes from a sheep, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know there are British cheeses.
Well, I'm
Like
sure.
English cheddars and like they got like
Yeah.
Derby.
I'm sure there's
Derby
sheep
cheese
whiz
and-
though too. I mean, like that's the thing.
Sheep whiz?
Yeah.
Well, sheep do whiz. So that
Yeah.
happens, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of crazy cheeses in Europe. I mean, what about that where is it they got that cheese with the bugs in it?
Oh, you're talking about that crazy maggot cheese from
Yeah.
Sicily?
Yes, Sicily,
that's
that was it.
disgusting, dude. Where the maggots are jumping.
Ugh.
Like they're still alive and they're jumping, and you're just supposed to scoop out a big chunk of the rotten thing out of the rind and just eat it.
Yeah, no thanks.
No.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
I have a lot of beef with people who can't accept that some of the stuff their ancestors did was out of necessity, and it's not like some tradition they would have encouraged you to continue doing.
Like Ludafisk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
famously
exactly.
love lutefisk.
Yeah, lutefisk, cheese like that. Like, nobody ate that cheese because they were like, oh, it tastes so good. It was just like, fuck, man, I'm so hungry. I don't even care if the maggots are in this cheese. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, no, 100%.
it was never like, oh, yeah, we
Like this
really
is just
love the
really good.
maggot cheese.
I mean, to be honest, it's probably where cheese came from in the first place. I doubt anybody who was thinking, man, I'm going to milk this goat, and I'm going to wait for the milk to go bad. That's going to be delicious.
That's 100% where it came
Well, I've made the joke before, but like the how did the first person convince the second person to try cheese? Like, I just can't imagine that was an easy conversation to convince people. So the next person
Well,
to
I
give
mean,
it a
I
shot.
imagine that it was desperation.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
probably like, hey,
a
you want to
group-
eat tonight?
it
Yes.
was like
Well,
a
this is what we
group of
got.
People, yeah, just,
Maybe. I can't help but wonder, though, if it was like somebody who was like, hey, man, come try my mold. Dude, no, no, I told you, no.
Like some snake oil salesman cruising around like fucking like ancient villages.
Yeah, well, but like he's just selling people the concept of cheese.
yeah. If he's like fresh milk for sale, and the company's looking in there, just like, no, looks fresh to me.
Fresh milk isn't usually in a solid form.
Yeah. Since when does milk come in blocks?
How funny would it be if he wasn't even the first person to eat cheese because he would have refused to try it himself?
Oh, I wonder if the first person to try cheese was a guinea pig that was tricked into doing it. By
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else.
They probably died from that first version.
Yeah, maybe, man.
They had to have a whole population of human lab rats to test out cheese on.
I mean,
To be fair, I mean, in ancient times, you had a high chance of dying from just about any food.
Yeah.
true. It took a long time for us to try enough shit to be like, not that one.
And even then, I mean, that's why you had the cultural taboos against, like, eating pork and shit.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't know how to cook
get
it.
trichinosis.
Nope.
Yeah, shit ain't no joke.
I mean, dying of worms crawling out of your innards is not a pretty way to go.
No, it's really, really
No
not.
wonder people thought you were cursed by the gods or whatever.
Yeah, I'd probably think that if that happened to just a random person and I don't really understand why.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we don't give our ancestors enough credit for how confusing shit was before there was any kind of scientific understanding of anything.
I mean, they just didn't have the ability to, learn about a lot of that shit. 'Cause they didn't have no microscopes. Nothing
Or
like that.
read.
Right.
Like, I mean, man, you talk about, when was the Gutenberg Bible printed?
That was like the 1500s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like the first time any country had any country's populace had access to like stuff that was written specifically for just regular people.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, we haven't evolved that much.
An apology
No.
would be
No.
a start.
It's just that we have access to the, like, previous experience of people who made sure to write shit down for us.
That's why people, man, it's dangerous when people don't at least, like, there's a lot of bad ideas from the past, but at least have some respect for the fact that a bunch of people fucked up to figure out how to do things correctly.
I mean, that's
And then we
literally
shouldn't
how
just go
science works.
back- shouldn't
That's
just
true.
Go back to square one.
Now, cross. My sigil arrow should be able to carry the fire.
One criticism of this game that I do very much have is that I do think that the character, like the kind of dialogue as the characters walk around, they always tell you the answer to these like environmental things before you even really have a chance to like sit and look at it to figure it out.
So it completely strips out sort of player agency and like,
Yeah, like
you might not have puzzles.
And
really.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say puzzles was such a huge element of the whole series from the beginning.
Yeah, and like I mean, there's some here and there, but I mean, I do think these modern ones don't have nearly the very many puzzles in them,
Yeah.
just in general.
Right.
But even just those little things, like I didn't need her to tell me that.
No.
You know, like-
It's pretty obvious. It is interesting to see how, like, puzzles used to be crammed into so many games.
And often they do too many.
Oh, yeah, or they'd be, like, really obnoxiously, like,
Unintuitive.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's rare that you see anything but, like, the most basic, primitive puzzles.
I do think games, even M-rated games and stuff like that, increasingly they're just designed so that like kids can play.
Yeah. Like, if you want proper puzzles in the game, you have to straight up get them.
You have to get a puzzle game. Oh, give me that rage. No, don't do. That's not what I wanted. I mean, I appreciate the like, hey, something's behind you during like combat and stuff. But yeah, they do talk a little more than they actually need to in terms of this. Like I wish that you could turn like a setting on or something, or like something in the menu to go, I need a lot of help, or I don't need a lot of help, and it would like maybe adjust how often the NPCs would like give you advice.
Yeah, like, there are games that do that for stuff like
There are,
tutorial
yeah.
text and stuff. So I don't see why you couldn't do that.
I've even seen it for dialogue. Even in, I can't remember what game. There was something within the last couple of years that did it. And granted, that's like one of my only criticisms of this game, because I really love it otherwise.
Scattered my people to the wind. Maybe
Well, actually, this Saturday I'll be going on Afternoon Tunes show to do a review for this, actually.
Oh, nice.
I think he just finished it recently.
Yeah, cool. We're not the only ones like behind.
True, although this is also my third playthrough of the game.
Well, yeah, but I mean streaming. I'm sure.
That's true.
I'm sure Afternoon Tunes probably played it before too.
You may not be able to
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like off stream, just solo playthrough.
Survive
Cool.
without me, if he must.
Oh, Kratos. Just won't actually talk to him. Not that I could, like, totally blame him based on what his life has been like, but, you know. Honestly, Kratos is a lot more emotionally open just in this game than you probably would have ever expected him to have been.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
turning Kratos into the character he's been since the last game was definitely way out of left field. You know, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, I never imagined they would manage to do, like, a genuine redemptive arc with this character. But, hey, I mean, it's worked pretty well. I'm just wondering, like, where do we go after this one? Because I feel like Egypt has got to be that's the most logical place to be.
And we've had references to it, so. Plus, you know, like I said before, it's part of the trifecta of mythology. You know, you got,
Yeah, it really
you got
is.
your Norse, you got your Egyptian.
Well, and also, like,
next for you. If not
I wonder.
for war.
I mean, I don't know, but I kind of like the idea that they
You
would
want to think fast unless you want someone to make that choice for you.
almost restructure the gameplay yet again, right? Because like going from Greek to Norse, we have a completely different gameplay system. It would be kind of cool, honestly. I think if we did the same thing again.
Yeah.
We go to Egyptian. We design a whole new set of gameplay mechanic from the ground up for
I
that
think that's always
mythology.
good. Innovation is always good, and plus it would really help differentiate it from the rest of the series.
Yeah, like every mythology could have like a. Granted, the other option is, wherever we go next is a single game that houses, Egypt and Celtic and Japanese. We could also do like a globe-trotting thing and go through like a bunch in one game. I don't know. If they did that, I feel like they'd probably just stick to the gameplay
That
they
would
have.
make sense, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Not staying.
Both are decent options.
Oh,
As long as they don't do the Assassin's Creed thing and just,
milk it forever.
lazily make the same game over and over.
Yeah, I hope they better not. I mean, so far God of War has been such a standard of quality in the industry. Like, I really.
The next God of War is going to be 700 hours long, and it's going to be all side quests.
Some people even thought this game felt a little long. I didn't feel it. I thought I was entertained the entire game. I didn't really have that issue, but some people already didn't thought that it
Overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, even a 60 hours kind of and that's just for completionist. I mean,
Right.
story you could do in like 20.
One you don't know.
Yeah, at least it's not like The Witcher 3 or some shit.
And I played that all the way to the end, but I skipped a lot of side content to do it.
You didn't put in your 300 hours?
I did not put in my 300 hours, dude. I can't with the 300-hour games. I
Come
can't
on,
fucking
dude.
do it.
Come on, Sage.
You
No,
gotta
hey.
stream them side quests.
It's your job, dude. You have to.
Dude,
You have a responsibility to 100% complete every game.
No, I don't.
You're
I
legally
do not
required.
have that
Yeah,
responsibility.
you do, man. You gotta get.
You're a streamer
all
now, so you
50
gotta do it.
You gotta get all 55
don't make that much money off of it.
dildos and doodads and whatever.
You gotta go back to Witcher 1, you gotta collect all the fuckable women.
Hell no, dude. I'm not
You gotta get all them trading
I'm
cards.
not getting all the bimbo collectibles.
You remember that, Alex, right? I don't know if you...
I don't think he really probably ever...
In the first Witcher game, there was an entire collectible system where you could go around and, like, fuck every, like... There were certain female characters you could fuck, and whenever you did, you'd get, like, an in-game trading card of that chick.
Oh, interesting.
And so your objective was to collect all of them as, like, part of a side quest.
Pokemon?
You didn't fuck all those.
I've never even played the first one.
Gotcha.
I've played 2 and 3. I never... They're doing a remake of the first one,
I wonder if
actually.
that'll make it in.
I bet it won't. I bet they'll leave that out.
Probably.
I mean, that is... It sort of did the Game of Thrones thing, where they had to stick that in, because they're like, oh, well, you know, we're not sure if audiences are going to be that interested in this serious fantasy world, so let's, throw some ass and titties in. And then when they realized, oh, shit, this is successful, we don't need to do that.
Right. Well, it's not like the books had it all over the place. Like, there was sex in the books, but it was not as overdone as it was in the show.
Well,
Granted, even that was tame compared to the Spartacus show.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, Spartacus was going for its own style.
Yeah.
That
And it was Rome.
Yes.
So it fits a lot more.
Yeah. Those Romans.
They were debaucherous, man.
Those
Yeah.
Romans had an abortion plant that they managed to make go extinct.
Yeah, they overused it.
Because they fucked
used
so much.
of it,
Yeah.
Well, according to Elon Musk, birth control only existed within the last 50 years.
Did he really say that?
He did.
Oh my god.
Him and Tucker Carlson did this interview thing where they were complaining about how the problem these days is that people aren't having kids, and it's because people started taking birth control 50 years ago.
That's not why. There is a problem with the population growth because it will fall off a cliff soon. Because people aren't having kids, but this got a lot more to do with how shitty things are and how hard it is to raise children and pay for them. It's got a lot more.
The incentives in society,
no longer exist.
Cut against it.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're not actually going to encourage people in developed nations to have kids because we're just going to bring in, people from India or whatever. Just pay them.
China's giving people people time off just to fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is that there are very few countries that will be able to draw immigrants from.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of countries that have positive demographics start to restrict the ability of people to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you want the future of your country when every other country's demographics are collapsing? Why would you want, if you have good demographics, to lose all of your people in those countries?
Well, now Freya's got the Sonic and Sigil arrows.
Plus, a lot of developed nations probably want to keep their birth rates low because then they can use that to encourage xenophobia among their populations.
I mean, that's definitely true.
And make it think, oh, the immigrants are coming to, replace you or whatever shit.
Right.
Mayhaps. Now and again, he's in the mood to make you.
Got any? Yeah.
Nice.
Upgrades in here. Let's see.
Nar's Lucky Knob.
Yeah, man. Gotta put that lucky knob on there. Nice, got one of these too. Yeah, let's go with that one. And then yet another thing that we're going to skip over here is that side quest that she's asking about. You can also stop and you can talk to all these people and get backstories for this whole camp of characters.
You better do that.
100%, Sage.
Ooh, I've done that, and also it'll leave something for you to experience still when you play this for yourself.
She probably escaped the Blothhunder breeding farm north of here.
Breeding farm, that doesn't sound good.
I think it's actually for pigs, though. I don't think it's like a people thing.
Long pigs.
Getting on since completing your mission. Dare I hope this alliance has some staying power after all?
It seems to me we share a common enemy.
Yeah, it's like Odin's still the bigger piece of shit, so.
But you're smart enough to know Odin is a threat. Whatever comes
I do really enjoy the, like, gangster kind of money man vibe they went with for
it is
Odin.
interesting.
We gotta go see Tyr now, though.
I hate that guy.
No further temptations towards terrible vengeance.
Not against you.
I wonder what kind of insane, gratuitous kill that we'll get for Odin.
And now Freya's like another companion we have throughout.
Cool, she gets her own skill tree.
Yep. And even like swords and stuff that she can.
Nice.
Yep. And yeah, then she totally has her own skill tree unto herself. Which is totally separate from Atreus' skill tree. And the nice thing is she has her own
Experience.
yeah, she gets her own set of so like I still have experience points for Kratos entirely separate from.
Nice.
Well, that would really suck if you only had one experience bank for all three characters.
Yeah, no, that would be super annoying. Just beef us up a little bit here. I feel like I hadn't upgraded in a while because I'm getting a lot of these and I'm not having to. Yeah, no, I think we were sitting on experience points for a while there.
So it probably made things easier to have dealt with that.
Yeah, well, hey, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we haven't gotten like really stuck
No.
anywhere, I don't think.
Except you took it from the meat hog, dude.
I know you love wrestling meat hogs, but
And you were the one
This
doing
lock is
it.
different from the no. You'll need an enchantment on
It
this.
sounds like a kind of pizza, the meat hog.
I mean, it does sound like a pizza.
Go ahead.
Sounds like a pretty
Carve
good
the
pizza.
letter.
Yeah, I'd try that. That was easy.
It's an incantation. Su-na.
I do wonder how accurate the like old Nordic language stuff in this game is, like how if all the runes actually like spell things out in correct ways, or if somebody that knows the runic language would watch this like Sky would watch one of the games with Chinese characters in the background and go, "That's gibberish."
Yeah, you see some sign next to a building that literally just says store or whatever.
Yeah, right. Like, I wonder.
Aren't Nordic runes still kind of up to interpretation in some way? Like they're kind of.
I do think they don't have a
they're kind of
complete.
ambiguous. It's not quite an alphabet.
No, I don't think it is either. There we go. You can switch back and forth between the Sonic ones and the runic ones.
Between Sonic and Hedgehog.
Yes, that's what we need in God of War.
That's it. We need a Sonic and Kratos team.
Alex, we are going to make you play a Sonic game at some point on the stream.
I want to play Shadow.
Yeah.
Like Shadow the Hedgehog, dude.
Shadow the Hedgehog, man. Get that Uzi, that motorcycle.
I mean, he does look pretty dangerous, man.
Yeah, man. He's a hedgehog with a clock.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up they did it to the
To your
black.
home. Is it still standing?
I mean, I remember playing that game just a little bit as a kid, too, and even then I remember laughing at it.
I mean, it's such a dumb
It
concept.
is really stupid.
Did he tell you?
Did anybody really think that game was cool?
I think a lot of people did.
Really?
The people that are already
Sonic
Sonic
fans?
fans. Yeah.
Oh, those people are cringe, man.
They are, dude. They are.
It's one of the weirdest fandoms out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's got so much crossover with the furry thing.
Yes, it does.
Well, if you're
Well, yeah, because everybody wants to,
Fuck
be
Sonic.
And
I was gonna
the humans in Sonic look like Eggman, dude.
I mean, I guess if that's your choice, if you're going to be in that world, look like a cartoon rat or look like that, I'll go with the cartoon
If you
rat.
want to continue exploring,
Yeah.
you'll need to remove that log in the river.
No, we're not going to go do your side mission. Sorry,
What?
Freya.
No, dude, let's go pull a log out of the river.
Yeah.
Well, that's not quite what.
Sounds exciting.
Can we dump a log in the swamp while we're at it?
Well, that could be a euphemism for something else, too.
Well, it is. It's for taking a shit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh god, I didn't realize that's what you actually meant.
Dump a log in the swamp.
Yeah.
I like have a meeting with the Pope. That's my favorite. That's my favorite shit euphemism.
That's interesting. Okay.
Gotta go have a meeting with the Pope real quick.
Not
What's that?
specifically when you shit your pants, though.
True.
Odin invited him to Asgard, and then he disappeared for 2 days?
Aye.
Personally, I like Release the Kraken.
Don't
Hey, release the Kraken.
Odin's power.
You see Biden's officially in the race for 2024?
Lucky
Why
him.
wouldn't he
Yeah.
do the same?
I mean, I wonder if anybody's told him that.
I don't know. Nobody told Dianne Feinstein she was retiring.
That's right.
Did you see that video where they're like, have you had any thoughts about what you're going to do in retirement? And she's like, what? I'm not retiring.
Mm.
And everybody's like, yes, you are, you crazy. Oh.
But then he and Sindri got into it over something.
Now Trace is having a fight with Sindri.
Yelling at who in there?
Getting in a fight with everybody.
Yeah, everybody's got. They're all. This is like.
Well, he's pretty hormonal right now.
Hey,
Right.
here! Wake up! You got company. Now why don't you just make yourself at home in Sindri's so-called study over yonder?
You're sure he won't mind?
Mine? You mean the joints getting clapped.
Sleeping in that broom closet.
I never thought I'd have the pleasure of seeing you again, Frick.
Let's see if I can get close. You can actually see all his entire arm is covered in Egyptian hieroglyph tattoos.
Interesting.
Just because we know he's the guy that's like traveled around.
Right.
Right.
Nothing so bad as what you've suffered.
Sounds like it would be kind of unpleasant sitting there getting an entire hieroglyph
I am
tattoo over
so
your arm.
sorry to hear what happened.
I mean,
Baldur.
I don't know. It's like
He was only a boy when I saw him last.
back then it would have been the chisel tattoo, right? They would have.
I
would've
think
done
the
that.
Vikings did a thing where they'd soak thread in ink.
Oh, did they?
And then
Okay.
they'd sew the pattern into your skin and then rip it out.
Well, he would have been. I'm assuming he would have gotten those
Probably
tattoos
in
in
Egypt.
Egypt,
Yeah,
and
they
I
just
think they
chiseled
would have
it
used
in.
the chisel, right?
Yeah, probably.
Not here to
Although I did not know that about the Vikings, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like the tattoos were like a combination of tattoo and scar tissue.
Right.
Sounds massively unpleasant.
I mean, even like modern tattoo, like depending on how good the tattoo artist is, a lot of times you'll feel like a raise in the skin in certain spots.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, the weirdest thing is after you get the tattoo and all the ink is just seeping out of your skin and into like the bandage or whatever that you put over it.
Right.
Just like your skin's just pushing the excess ink out.
Answer me.
Odd.
About what?
Where did you go?
About what?
Did you see? Was it Odin?
What? Is that what you think?
Do you deny it? Answer me!
I do. I did really like Thor's. Oh, Father of the Year here.
Not. But so what if I did? It's my future, it's my life.
You are my son.
Then why don't you trust me?
If you want me to trust you, then tell me the truth.
The truth is you're being a complete asshole.
You know that's no way to change a man's mind.
He doesn't have any faith in me. It's fine if he keeps secrets. It's fine if Mom did.
It is not fine. Your secrets are to be stuck with this path.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in her anymore either?
This is not about your mother. What you
Kratos is frustrated by that. Fucking goddamn.
Enough.
Since when do you...
It is amazing to see him hold his temper in though,
Yeah.
because
Right?
he would have gotten dunked so harder, so much faster.
I mean, it's still. I really love the scene where Baldur's introduced in the previous game. And
Oh, yeah.
he's just egging Kratos on.
Kratos is trying really hard not to give in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, leave. No worries, man. Pause it for you.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I consistently am impressed by the character development they've managed to work into this. Like,
It's just not an evolution you'd have expected back in the day.
no, I mean, I really did think God of War was a done franchise.
I mean, I'm sure it would have had some sort of remake or soft reboot or something.
Something.
You know.
I do actually think the first two, it could be really fun to see remakes of.
Yeah.
I'd prefer. I don't like say. I know people. There's been a talk about this other than from just me, of course. But some people want to see it. Kind of more with this general style of gameplay. I don't really want to see that though. I want to see it done just in that style, just that style, that old style, polished.
Yeah,
to perfection.
updated basically.
Because I mean, like, I basically like just to make 1 and 2 feel a little more like 3.
Yeah.
I think that's all you would really need to do. But
well, I mean, not every series needs to be like Resident Evil, where they kind of move everything to more of like a standard style of gameplay.
exactly,
Some things
that works really well for that series, but you definitely don't need to do that for everything.
Right.
Yeah, I think if they ever do remakes of the first 2, I want to see them maintain their style, but just be polished up, super super nice. Because I really like these new ones, but like I think the revenge story that is the old games also fits perfectly with the gameplay of those games, whereas the RPG that this is fits much better with the narrative that they're telling.
Yeah,
this is part of why I think it'd be really cool to see them do a whole new gameplay style if we go to Egypt or do like a new mythology next, just because
we're going to be changing the tone of the game again, probably. So.
I would think at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be really cool. They almost did these 2 games almost were Egypt set.
Really?
Games. Yeah, like there's concept art you can find where it actually came down to like a last minute decision where they were hitting a deadline. They had to decide Norse or Egypt, and they went with Norse, but they were heavily considering both settings for these games.
Interesting.
So that there's a some alternate universe where
we got an Egypt-focused one instead.
Yeah, and Atreus, Atreus might have been his name because it was from Kratos' Spartan
right, but he would have
home.
been probably Set or something. Instead.
Yeah, he might have been Set instead of being Loki.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, you could easily, if you've already made him Loki in this story, you could easily have him, if they go to Egypt, you could easily have Atreus be recognized as Set when they get there.
Oh, definitely,
they're not be like an actual Set until he shows up.
Right.
You could do the same thing.
It'd be interesting if they ever do end up remaking this game. If they, after presumably the sequels to this have come out, if they end up doing that flip in a remake.
Yeah, I mean,
you get like a different version of the story, even though it would follow many of the same beats.
Yeah, that'd be fascinating, man. I wonder. Yeah, I really do wonder what exactly they'll do, because I could also see them doing kind of like how the Spider-Man recent Spider-Man games they did the Spider-Man game, and then they did a Miles Morales game that was like it wasn't quite the sequel, it was like an in-between kind of thing. I could see them doing like a God of Mischief game, like that, where it's a lot shorter, and it is like separates into being just like a pure Atreus story. That could be really interesting, especially because like we've gotten a decent amount of gameplay of him so far.
Yeah.
And there will be, obviously there's going to be more, but he's fleshed out a decent amount, but I do wonder like if you could take that and then flesh that out even more in its own standalone game, especially with the animal transformation stuff.
Oh, you could do a whole mechanic based around that.
Because they only do some of that in here.
Right.
We get it, obviously.
They can make him green, make him like Beast Boy.
Well, I mean, the thing is Beast Boy in that show is often not even green.
They can give him green hair.
God.
Yeah, Atreus could dye his hair green.
Can you believe they fucking 3 years later made another episode of that crossover for Titans, and it just
so pointless.
And it was mostly just consisted of him watching like TV shows. Like
he's literally just flipping the channel in like some other dimension and watching the other shows.
Because it's not like they actually brought in actors from those shows to like film a crossover. They're just using like stock footage basically.
It's the laziest fucking thing I've seen in a while.
It was bad, man. That Titans show is garbage. I am sorry. That is fucking terrible.
But I mean, come on, man. The episode was called "Dude, Where's My Gar?" It's an amazing title.
You know what? If it was actually like the fun, honestly though, that could work as a title for Titans.
Like, if it was intentionally funny.
Yeah, well, like if the whole show was funny, like
yeah.
I mean, Titans is. even like not even
They're
just,
fairly goofy characters.
yeah, like I mean, like, and not even just like Teen Titans, but you actually do have like the Titans comic where they are the older versions, and that's still goofy and fun. And
But they had to go dark and edgy because everything's got to be dark and edgy now.
dude, dark and edgy wannabes is not something I was prepared for. Like, holy shit. The guy that combines animals to make new animals, that guy, we're going to do a dark, edgy version of that guy.
Yeah, man, it was really, really deep, you know, when he turned the dude who was experimenting on the monkey into a monkey.
Yeah, I know. It was so fucking, like, philosophical.
Yeah, man.
I can't handle that they did dark, edgy wannabes. I cannot handle it.
That was great, dude.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Are you
mad that we watched it?
You didn't think 3 years later there'd be another one?
No, I did not think so.
But I was disappointed that the half man from 2.5 Men wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't show
Yeah.
him on a TV channel.
Where was my half man? Dude?
Yeah, he wasn't there, man.
What the fuck is that dude's
John
name again?
Pryor, dude.
John
John Pryor.
That's him, yeah.
Yeah, he cries a lot.
Why keep things from me? Are you my son?
Oof, that's a...
I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me.
Listen.
I said let go.
Oh, shit.
Rock, what the fuck?
Oh, come on, he didn't do nothing to you.
I think he can't quite control. He controlled the wolf, but I don't think he 100% controlled the bear there. Like half, but boy. It's the one time in this game he just calls him boy, because that was so much of the.
There's a lot of that in the first one.
Yeah, but like their relationship matured past that so much. But then there'd be the one dramatic moment where he.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that would come back, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Like thoughtful build up.
Yeah.
All right. We're on our own again.
Back in the snow.
Oh yeah, more of the hell walkers. Hey. Yeah, it finally doesn't look like this outside.
Took long enough.
It was just starting to look like this outside when we started this game. That's how little of this game we played through, like through the actual winter season.
Oh, don't worry, I heard it was supposed to snow again.
I'm sure it will, but at least we're
definitely possible. I've heard it's not supposed to truly warm up like permanently till at least the first week towards the end of the first week of May.
yeah. Well, to be fair, that's only like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
We're close.
But I mean, it is getting. I mean, we usually get one good snowfall in the winter, but it's usually has started to warm up towards the end of April.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that 2017 blizzard.
Yeah, that's but that was like mid-April because I was supposed to have a birthday party that nobody came.
Got snowed in.
Oh yeah, I mean it was. I was not like anybody. First
You were
I
sitting there with like
I
the cake
didn't-
in front of you
I
crying
didn't-
because nobody was
no,
there.
I
Birthday
didn't-
hats on like the empty seats.
No, I don't. I don't plan my own birthdays anyway, so it isn't a big deal for me. But everybody was just like, "Whoa, not gonna come out," and it's like, "Yeah, probably a good idea." Dude.
I worked that day,
Oh,
and I
sucks.
was at because I was at the airport at the time still, and I worked my whole shift, and then Corbin came in to close, and an hour into Corbin's shift, they called and were like, "Yeah, nobody's gonna be at the airport. It's closed." It's like I worked my entire shift, got up at like 2 a.m. to
Yeah,
do this
sucks.
fucking, and then to like an hour into the evening shift, they're just like, "Yeah, it's okay, just close it down."
That's fucking dumb.
What is this?
Yeah, that was a brutal.
Kind of white?
What are you doing?
Biting this being of energy.
I actually think it's kind of funny that this weird magical thing can't be hurt by the magic runes, but a dog bite will do it.
It's like a mystic butthole.
It does. It's kind of a mystic butthole. It's acting like one.
It's a good band name.
Mystic butthole.
Yeah,
If the Butthole Surfers could be a real successful band, then Mystic Butthole could be.
that's true.
Didn't the butthole surfers ever said they hate us because they ain't us?
I hope so.
It is amazing when you think about how many weird band names are like actually out there.
Oh yeah.
Like Starfucker.
I don't know Starfucker.
Yeah, they're around.
Interesting. I don't know if you could fuck a star, man.
Starfucker.
Yeah, I feel like it would be not particularly comfortable.
Fucking you'd melt.
Dickorous.
Dickorous. Flew too close to the sun with his dick like Dickorous.
Fuck too close to the sun.
He fucked too close to the sun like Dickorous.
First, you should have been to Asgard, then line. I'm
His
trying to
girlfriend made him promise not to talk about it.
Gotta get out of the corner.
I hear now the Ukrainians are having some problems these days.
With what?
Oh, I bet those just started recently.
No, I mean, but apparently now they're the ones who are having a lot of ammunition and supply problems, and the Russians are apparently have been doing a bit better with shoring up those weaknesses lately. Mostly because they've been getting a lot of help from the Chinese, and North Koreans, and
India.
yeah, all those places. And
Africa too, actually, a little bit.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
heard about that.
Oh, Putin went to like a summit of like 50 out of 54 leaders of Africa, and they all were like pretty chill with them.
They promised to send them like some kind of I don't know military aid or something. Like
I think it was more like a diplomatic show.
Yeah, more-
basically, it was
That they're
it was
not
food-
taking sides in the
Okay.
conflict kind of thing.
yeah, so
or honestly, more taking Russia's side.
Or just take, yeah.
We've lost.
We're basically
we have
alone
lost,
on
We
this.
have lost the
Backing
global
up
south,
Ukraine.
dude. We have
Yeah.
lost the global south.
well, I mean, it's not really a surprise. I mean, look at all the shit we did over there.
Because Lula was over in went over to kiss the ring in Beijing, and he said that Brazil's top priority is de-dollarization.
Just get everyone off the U.S. dollar. The petrodollar is going away.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
And
the
Americans
Saudis-
have no
the
clue.
Saudis, the Saudis have already basically ended the petrodollar. And, I mean, you know, they're the ones that made the petrodollar.
Right.
It was the agreement between the U.S. and the Saudis that created the petrodollar, and the Saudis are making all kinds of agreements to sell oil for anything other than dollars right now.
I find you
Goodbye, global U.S. hegemony.
Oh, central banks are buying a lot of gold, dude.
Well, and they're collapsing.
But
There's like 4 of them that have collapsed in the last like 2 or 3 months.
yeah, when countries start hoarding gold, it's a bad sign, dude.
You spy.
Yeah.
Find out his plan. You control
Zimbabwe wants to have a gold-backed digital currency.
Ooh,
I mean, that'd be better than.
Well, they don't
All
even
the other
have,
ones,
they don't
though.
even have their own currency right now. They use a combination of South African, European, and American money. Like,
No.
yeah, it makes sense that they'd want to try to establish digital currency as soon as
You remember
they can.
Freya's Turtle House?
Yeah, is the turtle dead?
No, but he's sick
Uh,
because it's so cold.
his house is dying.
Please.
His house is dying.
quick, somebody get him a shoe.
Hey, big guy.
But yeah, and Ukraine is not getting the ammunition shipments from the West that it had hoped for.
Well,
So-
it's because the
Well-
West has already depleted it.
Exactly.
Well, and to be fair though, even before this, most of the stuff we were sending was ending up in completely different places anyway.
I mean, a lot of it
You have
was.
to do this.
But I know that of certain types of ammunition, the U.S. already sent 13 years worth of supply. It's like,
Well, man, it's no wonder that shit shows up in completely random other places. You send all that weaponry to the most corrupt country in Europe.
yeah, I mean, you get what you get, man. You get what you expect. Eastern Europe is
It's never been known
kind of a
for-
sieve.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, and so the Ukrainians are having problems with not just supplies but also the weather, which is sort of stalling out their intended spring offensive.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of their shit's getting bogged down in the mud at the moment.
It was an unusually warm winter
Too busy
Yeah.
shutting us down.
in Eastern
Come
Europe.
on. Let's get you warmed up.
The Russians also seem to have smartened up a little bit. Because they've kind of figured out how to use their air support properly, finally.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
what they're doing now is instead of having a plane fly in and do like a normal bombing run, they're using long-range gliding bombs, where they'll fire them from outside of the range of the Ukrainian air defenses and then fly away, like hit and run kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Russians have always been notorious for taking forever to get in the groove of war.
Yeah.
Like, just horrible, horrible starts to every conflict the Russians have ever engaged in.
Yeah, that is... Well, I mean, you can't say they're not consistent.
No, they definitely are.
They're still trucking loads of conscripts over to the front line and basically just throwing them into the...
Oh, yeah, man. They're getting rid of all their, like, mentally ill, homeless, and old people.
prisoners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wagner Group was already... Well, is it like a 6-month tour of duty for your sentence being commuted?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they've been combing the prisons for people for a while now.
Yeah. They're going to run out of them. They're going to run out of prisoners, man.
Well, Russia's demographics are awful, dude. I know people...
Plus, there's the people that have, like, run away, and they're still trying
Oh,
to.
yeah. There's a lot of Russians that are hiding in, like, Turkey and places like that.
Georgia's full of them right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Can't blame them. If I was Russian, that's probably what I'd try to do, too.
Oh, Odin.
I forget if that's Hugin or Mugen, but it's one of them.
I think he's here for me. I'll be okay.
Didn't the Swedish chef used to talk about Hugin and
Hugin or Mugen?
Did I tell you a hurdy-gurdy? That's an actual word, hurdy-gurdy.
Is it really?
It's an instrument.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's like
I didn't know that.
It's like a lute that you crank. It's weird.
I just said it to make fun of Scandinavian people.
No,
Granted, in the context of the Swedish chef, he's never referring to the instrument when he
No.
says it.
No. I just always assumed that was gibberish. I didn't know it was a real word.
Oh, there you go. There's both of them.
Yeah, there's the other one. Oh. It's just the way Odin, like...
Is he formed from ravens like Dracula forms out of bats?
I know, but he, like, teleports by using them.
That's close enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's not too far off.
Do you think Odin is just bird Dracula?
Odin's bird Dracula. He's crow Dracula. That's good. I like that. Hey, no winner here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, actually. I mean, apart from the drowning.
Right. Odin did that on purpose, too.
I mean, Odin is an asshole.
Yes, he is.
Pagan gods are usually assholes.
That's definitely true.
Generally.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was that?
the Rainbow Bridge.
No, I was hoping it was the rings of Saturn.
It's the Bifrost. We made it to Asgard.
Should've learned
Cool.
to swim before Midgard froze over.
Nice.
Charlie? Who's Charlie?
That was the turtle.
Oh.
Hello? I'm here. Odin?
Yeah, it looks beautiful, right? This just looks like nice spring.
Midgard?
Yeah.
Hey, wait up!
You gotta get a little boat and just putter around.
The wall. This is Asgard.
I do love how they visualize that.
That's crazy.
Because, I mean, you know they got the some of the inspiration of the walls in Attack on Titan are definitely coming from, like, the whole concept of Norse mythologies.
Oh, yeah.
And Asgard having walls. But, like, it almost looks like they looked at the way Attack on Titan actually visually depicted that in the show to... Like, that feels similar.
Sure.
How these lizard things look at that?
These just seem to be in every realm, honestly.
Are you sure these aren't the ones that died in battle and then the Valkyrie brought them in?
These are the lizard monkeys that died in battle.
Yeah.
I think these lizard monkeys are making their way to Valhalla.
Yeah.
I don't know if they... I guess they're dying in battle, but, like...
I mean, they fight to the death, right?
I mean, that's true, but isn't that only for, like, Aesir warriors? Like, does anyone else get to go to Valhalla?
I mean, sure, why not?
No, but, like, in Norse mythology, is it anything other than... I mean, or human Vikings, I guess, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it really a
I
thing
don't
for,
know
like,
if they
animals,
actually-
you know?
I would assume they probably differentiate between people and animals, but, you know, they didn't have monkey lizards in ancient Scandinavia, so
Well, that's true.
maybe the rules are different.
Yeah, I suppose, man.
You never know.
I mean, I'm just saying, they don't have human rights. Monkey lizard.
No, I'm sick of you saying stuff like that.
Man, this is
So
why Planet of the
big.
Apes is going to happen, but it's going to be Planet of the Monkey Lizards.
Planet of the monkey lizards, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't like the sound of that, man.
Planet of the grapes.
Planet of the
The
grapes?
plants are gonna rise up.
There you go.
Well, they can't have human rights either. They're plants.
Sage. Come
They're
on.
plants.
You saying
They can have plant rights.
You say plants don't deserve human
What are
rights?
plant
They,
rights?
they can be the same rights, you just have to call them something else, because they're not people.
Wow, that's kind of.
But then wouldn't you have to rename human rights into, like, people rights? Because then it could be inclusive.
Maybe they should call it people rights because there's man and human. Dude.
Yeah.
It's kinda messed up.
God damn it.
That way we could get, like, the trolls in there, too. I remember you had a problem with trolls.
Well, they can have troll rights, but not people rights.
Trolls aren't people, you say?
They're not people. They're not human.
Well, you don't have to be human to be a people.
Okay, fine. Human. Well, okay, they can't have human rights. There's human rights. They can't have them.
Is it okay to say mandible?
Mandible? Like an ant's jaws? Like
Yeah, is it okay to say that, or is it like a peopleable now?
Oh my god. that is the extreme that it.
Yeah, danger. I know. Got it. I see him.
What are you talking
The crows, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're like flying around nearby.
It'd be funny if the crows could also be like a companion.
Right.
You go to the upgrade screen, it's just like a cloud of crows.
I feel like the crows are people like us.
Oh yeah. Well, they're Odin's ravens, right? They're definitely manipulative little shits.
Manipulative little shit.
Nice.
God damn it.
Hi. I came to be your apprentice, I guess. But it doesn't mean I, like, serve you now. Not in a foretold by prophecy kind of way.
Is that a lizard wolf?
I think it's like an eagle dog.
Or is it a sloth dog?
All I know is it doesn't have human rights.
I would say she's really concerned about these human rights.
Well, you know, animals have animal rights, so.
Sage, I'm sorry to tell you about these human rights you speak of, but they don't exist anymore.
Oh wow, that's also true. People don't have people rights anymore either.
True. People rights, that's right. Sometimes I screw up. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you gotta be consistent.
Right?
I just know they're not people, man. That's all. That's all. Well, that's not a person either. Absolutely not.
How do you know?
We just got an active description for it when we saw it. It's like concentrated magic floating around as a little ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are people, though? I mean, they're just concentrated, like, chemicals that just coalesced into, you know, a functioning shape, right?
You're right, but it's the
magic.
specific functioning shape that has a name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
But
I feel like some people's shapes aren't functioning.
That's a good point.
You been with us? You know what? Focus, Loki.
I did. That is funny. That the entire kind of slight repairing of the relationship between Kratos and Freya also happened entirely off screen, where Atreus could not have seen it at all. So how confusing was that when she just was there, also chastising him with everybody else?
Right.
Father would just burn this away with his blade. But what can I do? There we go.
Did that do the thing down here too?
Nope.
No. How?
Yeah, you have to fire from up there down there, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you do that thing where you chain multiple.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That'd be really useful for like redecorating the house.
Fire.
Yeah. No, the thing where you can just sort
We
of
gotta
move,
get a nice backdraft in here.
the thing where you can just sort of move surfaces around with your weird bow power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, so now that we're in Asgard, so I'm trying to think, the only realm we haven't really seen now is Muspelheim, right?
Yeah, well, you
If I
go
go
to
to the map.
Muspelheim for that little bit in the first game, but
Yeah, it's like an optional thing
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
So I don't think we actually did it even on our stream.
Yeah, I
We
don't
got
remember that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
well, you can't explore it at all. It's
Seven.
like one
One like
challenge
arena
or
or
whatever.
something.
Yeah, it's just like a little thing.
Basically, just get a different skybox.
That
Yeah.
sounds like people.
The whole place is made of applesauce. Too.
Yeah.
Applesauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know about that? brand?
Muspelheim brand applesauce. A bird's going in and a bird's going out.
Isn't that the brand of applesauce? Muspelmans or something?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Is that really a brand of applesauce?
pretty sure. It is.
I mean, I think it's Muscleman's, but yeah.
Is it
Not like
Muscleman's?
muscle as in like the physical body part,
Okay.
but like, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I thought you were just saying it was called Muspelheim applesauce.
No, it's not called Muspelheim applesauce.
Is there a gate to go through?
There should be more brands of food named after, you know, places from Norse mythology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Not unless you're an Aesir god, but I guess you know that if you were an Aesir god.
Me? No. I'm from Midgard.
Asgard apricots.
Me too. I'm Skildir.
Lucky.
Asgard, adult diapers.
I wonder if that's been copyrighted yet. If not,
You
should
can
get on
do.
that.
I mean,
Asgard.
It doesn't have to be just Norse mythology. I mean, you can do anything like Demeter's
Get into the
Defense.
city.
Magic, do you?
A little bit, yeah.
What? No shit. Can you walk through walls?
Not yet.
This is this like human village in Asgard, completely.
That? Without any-
Which I mean, it's kind of.
No. Aren't you afraid of dying?
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's a pretty shitty because I mean, right? Like it's outside anything that's protecting, right?
Right.
Right.
So if someone came in for a fight, there's a literal village of human shields between the place you'd actually be trying to get to.
Right.
It's like a fucking shanty town back there.
I don't know.
How long you staying? You don't know. Okay.
What was that thing?
It's from the.
I'm gonna go
You
climb.
can see the even bigger. We'll be able to really look at it when we get
It's
a little
one of
higher
those
up.
gates from Tears.
Oh.
So like you can see the bigger portion of it out there too. So like at some point, Asgard had its own entire version of that temple, and it was definitely destroyed to cut off realm travel to Asgard, because now only Odin and his ravens can get in and out of this realm.
Is that Hugin? Is Hugin?
What are those
your guy?
boxes for?
Odin's raven?
I don't know.
From Hugin?
Convenient video game mechanics.
That sounds like a law office.
Hugin and Mugen.
Hugin
Hugin and Mugen. Crows at law. Crows at law, man. I want to see that
Oh,
show.
it's the logo. It's little crows. They got little like suits on. One was holding a briefcase.
Hell yeah, dude. Hugin and Mugen. Crows at law. That's an amazing.
We will fight for you.
Me too.
We will caw for you.
Down, right?
I like looking down. Shows me how much progress I've made.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Can I use that? I mean, a little ironic, last words, but
What was that?
nothing. Nothing. Hey, you're doing great.
Yeah, seriously, what the hell are those boxes for? Are they moving like shipping crates, like back and forth?
Maybe. To Hugin and Mugen's law office. That's where it's going.
They bought a bunch of like cheap suits from China or something. They gotta like, you know, fucking bring them in without paying the fucking tariffs.
Thanks, Gilder. Hope you're right.
Yeah, maybe they're international trade attorneys.
Yeah, here you go. Now you can really see it.
Nice.
So yeah.
Wonder we couldn't use
Or maybe it's a UFO.
Did
It's a
the Asgard have a
UFO.
Stargate?
Did Odin have a Stargate? Does also because like there's only so much room to explore, so much of each of the realms. But it does make you wonder. Like you look off into the distance, you see all these mountains. It does kind of make me wonder just how big are these realms as their own individual like dimensions.
Right.
Like just how much space do these things stretch on for?
I assume they're pretty big.
I mean, they definitely are. Like you could see this, but like, is that mountain range the edge of this realm? Is there anything after that? Like, are there other? Like is this the area?
That's a good point.
It's mythology. Those aren't questions
Right.
that need answers, but it's interesting.
It could work either way, right?
Time by telling a story.
Yeah, no, it absolutely could. Yeah, I mean, I guess the way they explain it is that they all share like the same space, but they're like frequencies of reality, right? Like dimensional, like. So, like, they technically share the same physical space.
Right.
So it's a purple one.
What's different about it?
I don't know if there's really any difference. To be
Oh, it
honest.
does the purple shit to your health bars.
Oh, the Bifrost damage, yeah.
Yeah, see, this is why you get a dog, because whenever you get ghosts in your house, your dog will just beat the shit
Hey,
out of
everybody knows that dogs ain't afraid of no ghosts.
you. You go do a Ghostbusters with all dogs.
I mean, they'll try anything, won't they?
Do you think Ghostbusters is done, or you think they'll go back to
They
that
just
well?
did another one, like, just a
I
year
know.
ago.
You think they'll go back to that well?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going anywhere.
It's going to be like Terminator. It's going to sort of stumble
so
along. the road.
exhausting, man.
That's why, see, that's it. Every
They
one of
have
these
to
franchises
suck.
that won't stop, they all need to
all
cross
the-
over with Fast and Furious. So I want to see Vin Diesel riding that dinosaur in Atlantis, through time, towards the moon, with a proton pack.
That'd be good. Alright, like that.
Well, you're like, dude, that fucking, that shit with them driving down the dam.
Yeah,
This trailer? What the fuck?
I want to see Vin Diesel like in a car, like traveling through time, right? And like the car like speeds through this German nursery, and he like pulls out a shotgun and takes aim at like baby Hitler in the crib or something, right?
that would be good.
Oh, hell yeah. Can I, please? Okay. Really did not want to let me do that.
But then you have the twist that it's actually a trap, and baby Hitler like transforms into like this giant robot that chases him through time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they gotta like fight it out on the moon.
Taking that for a year.
Like this
That would,
giant nail.
that would
standing
be
up.
an awesome Robot Chicken sketch.
Oh, hell yeah.
If somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna go back in the past and kill Hitler, and then like they go into like the nursery or whatever, and then baby Hitler like comes out with a gun and he's like, I heard you were looking for me.
Oh, that's good.
Or not.
You thinking no one's tried to kill me before?
I mean, Hitler did survive an awful lot of assassination
That
attempts.
is true.
It's true. Maybe he survived some baby assassination attempts.
Just let me pass through? No? Have it your way.
Damn cheese wisps.
It's fucking cheese wisps, man.
Not the real thought, right?
You should try those cheese wisps though. That's
They're
really
good?
Yeah. It's like they fry the cheese till it becomes like a crispy kind of chip cracker type thing.
Can you really taste the wisp?
They're wispy, dude.
Taste the wisp. It's pretty good.
I can't believe you tried to tell me I never saw a cheese wisp before.
I mean, I really did not believe you. I still think that they must be somehow magical.
Magic.
Well, they've got that fucking name. I mean,
Yeah. So it's some sort of little like creature that like feeds off of your spirit while you're eating off the crackers or whatever.
yeah, some sort of cheese ghost.
Yeah, the cheese goes.
That's why you need the Vin Diesel to come in with the proton pack.
Yeah.
To vacuum my snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, can you imagine if you were like haunted by the ghosts of all the various animals you've eaten?
It'd be pretty dark.
It'd be weird. Yeah.
See, now, if you want to, like, promote the whole vegan thing, that's what you gotta do.
These animals will haunt you in the afterlife.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the fucking cows will, like hold you down over, like, a lake of fire and torture you for eternity or whatever.
No, the vegans, they do get up on those religious overtones, man.
Well, don't worry, the plants are coming for them in the afterlife.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
I guess you just get what you get. I think you go from there and then...
Right, I just gotta go down first.
Yeah, you gotta steal the skeleton shiny thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wonder how many people have died trying to climb this.
Quite a few, apparently.
Almost to the top.
I mean, those ghosts had to come from somewhere.
It's true.
Nice. This might work.
Seriously, what are these boxes?
You guys ever hear about that guy? So they were doing like...
in law office, crazy.
You know how like
There we go.
the 3D printed guns that they're barely functional at this point?
Yes.
Like people try to like... Sometimes you'll hear politicians be like, there are these 3D printed guns and freak out about it, but like every one that exists that doesn't require you to put like metal parts into it can shoot one bullet and then it's destroyed.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it literally does nothing else.
But did you hear about the guy who he heard they were doing a drive to gather these 3D printed guns, and they were given like $400 a gun, so he just 3D printed like 50 guns and they wanted
Dude, that's amazing. I wish I'd known about that because I would do the same thing. I'd just take advantage of that.
It's like, what is this? $10 in plastic that I can trade for
What, 50 bucks a piece? Oh, 300 a piece?
That's worth it, yeah.
Yeah, that's super worth it.
This far.
Granted, 3D printers are kind of expensive to get. But
Yeah.
True, but if you like happen to have one anyway.
Yeah, you might as well use it. I guess you could use them like those old like wheel-lock pistols and shit they used to use like hundreds of years ago.
Where you'd have a couple of them on.
Yeah, you got like a whole bandolier of pistols, and
Yeah.
instead of reloading it, you just toss it or put it back and deal with it
You
later.
grab a different one, yeah.
Expecting him to climb
Honestly.
Pirate style.
Yeah.
all the way up Painter's Wall.
Yeah, you don't want your hands getting tired now, dude.
It was actually like knights and shit who did that first, like before the pirates even.
Oh, damn. I don't know if I ever have seen that or heard that before.
There's specifically a very famous unit of German mercenaries. They're called the Black Riders.
Oh, I've heard of
Oh, I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, they were a thing in like the 30 Years War, and they were very specifically like hit and run cavalry who would charge like an enemy formation. They'd whip out their pistols and just blast them and then ride off before the enemy could do anything.
Were they the ones that would like ride with like big like carriage caravans, and then they'd pull all their wagons around and then set up like OK Corral style?
I think you're thinking of the Hussites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because those were like peasants who had like these big fucking battle wagons, and like they like filled them with like cannons and shit.
Yeah.
And then whenever the enemies like knights and shit would attack them, they'd, like you said, they'd circle the wagons and it'd be like a mobile fortress.
Yeah, that was the very beginning of the 30 Years War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were like religious fanatics or something.
They were they Protestants? And I think the Catholics were trying to take them out, and you know, because they were just peasants and shit, they didn't really have like a standing army at the time, so they used whatever they had.
Yeah, the 30 Years War was so weird. But yeah, I think, because they were from Bohemia, and then the big controversy when the shit really went off with the Protestants and the Catholics was when the King of Austria was supposed to inherit the throne of Bohemia, and the Protestants were like, no, not okay.
You can trust this guy because he has red eyes.
Or they're not even quite red, but they're purple.
Okay.
It's the Bifrost.
By Odin?
Yeah, the 30 Years War was some crazy shit.
Great.
But also, part of the reason why cavalry at the time used pistols is because armor had gotten so thick that the only way you could fucking pierce a lot of like heavy like chest armor and shit is if you took a fucking gun and you like held it like point blank right against the armor and like just fucking blasted them that way.
Damn.
So you almost had like sort of gun jousting, where two like dudes in heavy armor would ride at each other and try to close in with their guns first. It was a weird time.
That was a crazy time period.
Oh, yeah. Well, when Gustavus Adolphus showed up in the 30 Years' War, he reinvented warfare entirely.
Oh yeah,
He invented combined arms tactics. It was the first time cannons and rifles were properly used, and it kind of influenced the way that those battles went until, automatic fire weapons.
that's
Do
true.
you guys have a guess as to who this is?
Satan.
No.
Yes, I'm going to drop you. Goodbye.
The command the Allfather's gonna be when he finds out you killed his guest.
He's definitely one of the more major figures.
Okay.
The Yoda. Enemy of my people.
I am not your enemy.
I will be the judge of that.
The horn on his belt might give it away if you
Is
know.
that Heimdall?
That's Heimdall.
Okay, nice. That makes sense for the Bifrost eye.
Yeah.
And the horn of, I forget the name exactly, but that's the
Is that Gallarhorn?
Gjallarhorn. Yeah.
Obviously. Now feel free to drink in
He's a huge dick.
Yeah, I didn't expect Heimdall to be such a douche.
Oh, he is the biggest dick maybe out of all of them, honestly, in this game. He's the only one, because like they all, like Thor is big and macho, and Odin has this like gangster kind of thing going on. Heimdall feels the most like the way the Greek gods felt in the other games. Like he is the truly smarmy, self-important, arrogant, just son of a bitch.
Just ask your questions already.
How'd you know I had questions?
It is
But like, yeah, see, like the realm does end on this side.
What is your job?
It just kind of ends here.
the realm I love from trouble.
And you think I'm trouble? You just met me.
And I can already see you are eager
fuck
to
was
prove
that?
yourself.
Just some birds.
Why was that one like weird and green?
Probably due to an
Oh.
overshadowing father figure you can never live up to.
Wow.
I guess that you are disrespectful, entitled, and impulsive.
You're pretty tempting to just kick this dude off the
You know, he
elevator.
feels kind of like Dennis from It's Always Sunny.
He does a bit.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
No.
Because the walls of Asgard are made from Ymir's skull.
To manipulate and lie to whoever you ask.
Pepipulate.
You want.
What's that?
They said pepipulate.
Oh, but
God damn.
what a twisted little soul you have. You are chaos. Spiffy Archer.
Well, he's not wrong about that.
Watch your mouth move, and I see cities burning. Nothing good is going to come from you being in Asgard.
Yeah, I don't know what those birds are, but they're definitely weird.
It's like a giant peacock vulture.
It's an interesting combo.
I guess that makes us allies.
That would be a fucking hideous bird. Is that a dinosaur? What is that?
Ghoul Topper is like a horse in actual Norse mythology. They made it like this weird fucking lion ram
It's like
monster.
a muskox.
That's
Yeah.
almost as impressive as
Huh.
Balder taming a dragon.
Balder had the luxury of not caring how badly he got burned. I outthink them. Dominate.
So that's they very much did not have creatures like that in actual Norse mythology.
Did the Vikings even know what lions were?
No, I don't think so.
You think all Aesir?
I don't think they had any big cats, right?
It's skilled
In that part of the world.
Well,
I mean, certainly not in Europe.
No, like, I think they had... No, lynx are further south, so yeah, I don't think they had any big cats.
Okay. Now, I know the Vikings, when they traveled to, like, Africa and the Middle East and shit, they might have heard about lions.
Or,
from there,
or maybe
but-
even seen one. But yeah, they definitely did not have them at home.
I mean, the Scandinavian royal families all adopted the lion as, like, their symbol. All the royal seals of all the Scandinavian countries have lions on them.
It is
The one in
fascinating.
Finland is stabbing itself in the face.
It is, you're right. It is fascinating how so many countries are like, yeah, let's go with the lion, even though nobody from those countries has ever
Right.
seen a lion.
Well, it's always
Right.
I mean, it's like
I just think they look cool.
lions,
And tough.
eagles.
Guess
Yeah.
not.
Well, I mean, look at what the Chinese thought lions looked like. How twisted that idea got by the time it made its way to China.
Yeah, they look more like some sort of weird dogs.
Yeah, they got like perms.
Aren't those those statues? Aren't those a mythological creature though? Specifically, I thought those had a name.
There are
The
different kinds of statues,
but there are
it
statues
depends
that are
on
At least the one
supposed to
I'm
be
imagining, I guess.
supposed to be lions, and
Some of them are okay.
Yeah.
in Singapore,
Be an asshole.
the national creature is like a lion mermaid.
Huh.
It's like a fishtail.
I thought we were going to Odin. You see, the thing is,
Yeah, I think some of the weirdest lion statues are the ones that had. Was it on Okinawa? Might have been.
I'm not sure that I know what they look like.
They look really strange. Like I said, they almost look more like dogs. Because obviously the people who made them had never actually seen a lion.
I just know that a lot of those Asian depictions of lions, they basically have like Jerry curls,
Yeah.
like burnt hair.
Well, it's interesting because they have some cat-like features, like they're usually depicted like playing with the ball and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
like,
actually hilarious though too.
I mean, the modern Japanese kind of like cat thing is it's just the fat cat that waves its arm.
funny
Like,
thing.
the Hello Kitty.
yeah, like bring me money, bitch.
Fact.
But I think I know what kind of creature you're thinking of, Sage, where they have like Kirins and shit like that, and Cheelins, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but creatures that have some cat features, but they're also kind of an amalgam of other things.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Seeing Odin. You'll be seeing him from your brain.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
How have you survived this long?
Can't even hit him.
Please tell me we at least get to whack him in the face once.
Is that
You like punch some teeth out.
Well, maybe.
to show me, Odin?
Yeah, we can't do shit to him as a trash.
I do have to say, Loki, I am profoundly unimpressed. Stay down.
He almost reminds me a little bit of Hermes in particular.
Yeah,
in God of War
yeah.
3. Yeah. Just how much of a shit talker he was.
Knock it off. Like it or not, he's our father's guest.
I thought I smelled something.
You're not gonna like how this ends.
Really? And how do you intend to stop me?
Look into my eyes. You tell me.
You're a sick man.
Loki, you made it. I am so honored. You've met Heimdall.
I like how even he sounds disappointed.
Boy, it's false, our father.
This young man, who is my guest, is covered in mud. Care to explain?
Mm.
He means
Yeah, fuck Heimdall.
Is
He
that
definitely
you,
deserves
Loki?
this.
You a little trickster? I'm just messing around. Of course he means to betray me, huh?
I like this eye patch the way he had to.
Given him no reason to
I do love these games do put in like those little comedic elements there, you know, like they know not to take things too seriously.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have a little fun with it, you know.
What are you up to?
What are you doing?
Oh shit, has he had a C-section lately?
our father.
Oh, no. See, Heimdall, will you just relax? Are you intending on killing me first thing? See? Is that good enough for you? Get out of here.
I really do enjoy this depiction of Odin.
But sometimes he just forgets to think, you know? Hey, I got some places to be.
Even he does the little mobster like shake
Yep.
with the coat. Even like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely where the inspiration came from. His whole
How'd your
demeanor.
father take the news
very
that you
unique.
decided to accept my invitation?
well, it makes him feel very different from Zeus. Because Zeus was very classic, just old man in the
My
sky.
ex-wife and my disgruntled former employee.
Magic Cloud
is not
Daddy.
exactly
Yeah.
having an unbiased view, but you're curious, open-minded. That's important.
It's Valkyries.
Nice.
Priest.
What are they doing on there?
Carry
Putting on like a
on.
Victoria's
Pretend
Secret
I'm
show?
not here.
I think this is
If I'm being honest
Training.
with you,
Oh, okay.
Loki, you're lucky my offer still stands after you went and sprung Tyr. But I suppose spending time
Did you hear that?
spending time with him is punishment enough. No, what did
Oh,
you
just
hear?
we just hear one of the Valkyries down there going, terrible.
That's funny.
Hey, I want them trained, not decapitated.
Hmm?
Keep it below the neck, all right? Is that really what you do when I'm not here?
The Einherjar are ready for your blessings.
That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Guess there's a new Valkyrie queen.
Great soldiers, these Einherjar. But they tend to come out of Valhalla a little foggy. I do what I can.
Oh, yeah, because these are supposed to be Odin's soldiers that are only he only has access to after Ragnarok starts. But he like found a way to jailbreak them and use them early.
Hrothgar. Moonthinafen. Worm. Moonthinafen. Yana.
What the fuck?
This is super broy, I guess. Broy zombies.
Broy zombies.
Next up.
Oh, she just disappeared. See that glitch out there?
There's a lot of things they haven't worked out with games yet.
Ah, the books. Good. Those are for him. I understand you're an avid reader. These are just a few things from my personal collection.
He's already got homework?
Thanks.
Jurgen, those better
Gifts,
be
I think. I don't think it's required reading.
I wouldn't call homework
I
a gift.
appreciate your offer.
Why?
I'm really not sure what you're expecting from me.
Right now, you're just visiting, Loki. One step at a time. Steady there, Carl.
But with all respect, you need to know. I came to study, not to serve.
Another servant is the last thing I need. I need someone with drive, with curiosity, someone who'll take initiative. That looks good. Was that raised?
Is it because I'm half giant?
Big deal. So's Thor.
Hmm?
Erlen, try to stay awake for me.
Technically, Heimdall has 8 parents, and like 7 of them are giants.
How does that work?
I don't know exactly, but this
Major learning
Huh.
opportunity.
he's like the product of like 8.
Did he go through a lot of
beings.
divorces?
What about my family? My
Like,
friends?
I know, like biologically somehow he is like the product, like the offspring of like 8 different like creatures.
is that just what they
Sounds
told
like
him when
a
he was
gangbang
like?
or something.
You're here now. Stop worrying.
Yeah, this is where the bee bukkake came from.
My room?
Yep. Just
Or was it just like 7 dudes banged his mom and they didn't know which one was the dad because none of them wanted to pay child support?
Yeah, that could be it. They all covered for each other.
They all calculated out it would be easier for each one of them to pay 1/7 of child support.
You missed welcoming our new
Hi,
house.
Sif.
Say hello to Loki.
You know the one that killed 2 of your kids?
In our home.
To be fair, those were shitty kids.
I mean, that's yeah, they were.
My diplomat. Everything all right in New Midgard?
A lot of work must go into that
New
hair.
Midgard.
That's what they call that tiny little shanty town of people.
The situation is with the dwarf.
Because
You know who
that kid said that Odin let them stay there to get away from Fimbulwinter. But you can tell just based on the way that they're situated that they're just human shields for anyone that would come to attack.
Gotcha.
Just to have an extra, like, buffer in between.
Slow them down before they scale the walls.
Exactly. So they're just there as another pawn.
It's like putting crocodiles in a moat.
Right.
You think anybody ever actually did that?
Put crocodiles in the moat.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
Chief?
I bet they did. I bet somebody did.
Yeah.
Somebody had to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some crazy motherfucker.
I approve these designs personally.
The fuck is
And
that
not
thing?
all that recently, I might add.
Like a laser cannon, but as like a
I think it's like
siege
a.
weapon?
I think it's like a sound cannon.
You
Okay.
know what, Derlin? You reek of cheap mead, and that is by far your most endearing characteristic.
You ever drank mead?
Yeah.
It's
Listen
so
up.
sweet.
It's me, your
Yeah, it's
invited
I don't mind it. I like it.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I also, I mean, like, I like the bitter kind of. I do actually like the bitter taste of beer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
And of course,
It's just, I mean, obviously, not that it's surprising that it's so sweet since it's made out of honey.
Right.
It's insanely sweet.
is it was it in American Gods that leprechaun said it tasted like piss?
Yeah, I didn't get pissed from it, but
Well, maybe somebody pissed at that drink, you know.
Right.
maybe.
I mean, the
That
leprechaun was a
earned
jerk,
it.
yeah.
Right.
The leprechaun was a douche.
Well, he also was probably just used to drinking like whiskey and just the hardest shit. So
Yeah.
he was probably just like anything like that's like sweet like that's for pussies or
The
something like
alcohol
that.
content in mead is no joke.
Yeah. You can get drunk pretty
Similar
easily
to
off that.
wine.
You have to be way more careful when you can't taste the alcohol.
It's true. So you're actually probably more likely to get pissed drunk off of it.
Yeah.
At least, you know, if you don't watch yourself.
Guess I could try this on. Has less mud on it anyway.
You could also just take a bath.
That too.
Whoa, I can use this.
I don't know, do they have like a laundromat in Asgard?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Equipped. What needs work?
Man, can you imagine if you... Where would you get quarters in Asgard?
Quarters?
Yeah,
Put
that's a great question.
Odin's face on them. New armor on?
Yeah.
That's not what you were already wearing?
Nope, that's different.
I'm not sure what's special about
Oh,
it.
it's not gold. Okay.
Yeah, the other one was gold, and then it's also got a lot more like green on it too.
Right. Kratos is going to be pissed when you show up wearing that.
Whoa!
Loki, right? Gotta say, the irony of this isn't lost on me. This was his room, you know?
His?
My brother's.
Your brother?
Modi?
Again, he's fucking asking for it, man.
Brother. Really? I had no idea.
Uh-huh. And now
It really is a lion's den for him to just walk
Yeah.
into.
Rude burst out there. Relax. You got some pretty small.
They're a lot nicer than he was expecting.
I'm not sure why she was threatening him with the end of a flat-headed sword, but...
Well, it's clear she wasn't actually threatening
I
him.
know.
She-
Girl without him, Loki.
Although this does make it seem like they just fucking turn on each other on the time. Those guys, they must have been real shitty at home too for their sister to be like, eh.
Right.
Well, I mean, they were pretty shitty outside the house, so, I mean, what did they do when they were at home? Just get drunk and smash chairs over each other's heads?
Probably. Based on how those two were behaving, I think so.
Every day was probably like a Jerry Springer episode.
Someone will clean that.
Someone, we should get like mythological family trees on Jerry Springer.
That would be pretty funny.
Like Hercules bitch, like yelling at Hera, and then Zeus coming out and being like, "All right, calm down."
Zeus, you are the father. God damn it, I knew it.
My father.
And for the 380th time, Zeus, you are the father.
I was just heading to
There's
the
just
home.
like
But
all
if you
sorts
need
of
to go to
crazy,
work,
fucked
grandfather's
up
study,
mythological
just
beasts just sitting in chairs, just waiting for the results from Zeus.
I understand.
Get like a fucking minotaur on the stripper pole or whatever.
Only nodding and saying, yes, I understand. I... Uh-huh. Yes. Yes, all right. You see, this is you not letting me talk. No, Hugan, I don't need my ears cleaned.
This is exactly how a discussion with the attorneys would go. Who can
It is exactly, yeah.
That's the answer I'm about to give.
comes time for them to like actually give their like closing arguments, and they just like, well, since you didn't say anything, you lose the case.
So he's like, God damn it, I paid you.
You have a name?
Ingrid.
Really?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
You like it that much?
For real?
Consider it a perk of the job.
Thank you. I mean,
That is, it is so how a mob boss recruits someone.
Yeah.
Giving him all these gifts and just being like, oh yeah, you get this and this and this, and you can do this as long as you do this for me.
Yep. Yeah, pretty soon. I mean, in a few years, Atreus is going to be like, his personal driver, just ferrying him around town in the back of some fancy car.
Everyone's got me all wrong. You think war drives me or power, wealth? Nah, never have.
It's about respect.
It's about with respect. It's about the family.
Fucking Vin Diesel comes out of nowhere.
It's life's big questions. They can look to us. They give them meaning, divine comfort. We both know that's a sham. Questions? Why are we here? To give meaning to mortals while living without it ourselves? No. And more than that, I found something that proves it.
What the fuck is that little glowing piece of shit?
What is it?
Oh.
What drives me?
A piece of shit?
Now, it is not elaborated upon like a ton in this game, but I have a feeling that this crack in reality here in future games may end up having something to do with explaining why that Athena ghost could exist.
Oh, so that's Athena's crack? She became like a plumber or something?
Yes, Athena's plumber's crack.
Yeah.
But no, I do think that because they still have never really sufficiently explained that Athena ghost. That never really sat right with me.
Right.
Looking at it is what took his eye in this version.
Recognize any writing on it?
It's a whole lot of green.
Is it Greek?
These aren't from the 9 realms. Smolder. Obsidione Spitha.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Smoldered earth and obsidian spark. And a field of battles never fought.
Are you certain? Because if that's a clue, I know what it means.
Quick, chuck it in the hole.
Keep working with me and find out. You don't have to kill anyone. You don't have to betray your father.
How funny it would be if they were just like throwing their garbage through there.
Just throwing like cans and shit.
Let's get him.
And I like this idea that with Odin's obsession of knowledge from Norse mythology, he's obsessed with like the existential question of why do gods exist? Like what life form? Because again, I do think that could potentially build up to some further explanation of what the fuck is going on with that Athena thing.
Right.
I don't promise anything.
Nonsense. Happy hunting. And you, go easy on him, you hear me?
He's just rolling his eyes at him.
Yeah, things are definitely taking some interesting directions.
Yeah, no, this story does not go this is not where I expected this to go at all.
The rest of the mask is here?
Where all father dropped us. What do you think? Take that and do your damn job.
I expected we were going to be spending more time kicking Sora's ass than working with him.
Yeah, than like actually traveling around with him. And it makes sense though to reframe the idea of like Loki being like this agent of subterfuge within Asgard as the main character against villains versus being the villain against main characters.
Right.
It's very, I think, a clever inversion of. I also believe if you look at the mask really close with like the photo mode and stuff, it's got multiple different languages on it, so it's not even just Greek writing. I think it's like
What else they got on there? Like webdings,
exactly.
Esperanto, Klingon.
Oh, and then now we have this sword too, which is
How does that work?
it's kind of like it's the same button that you use to fire Atreus' arrows when you're playing as Kratos. So it kind of acts on its own.
So it's sort of like your companion.
Yeah, it is totally a companion.
Thor's just there to mouth off.
I mean, he does help.
Oh, okay.
He does fight.
He's not helping right now. He's just standing there picking his nose.
Well, he doesn't like to help like a lot. He helps sometimes.
Okay.
It's like specific moments where he's like programmed to.
Where are we supposed to head now?
I'll check. Up there. It looks like there might be a ledge we could reach. If we...
Too slow.
Hey!
That's useful.
You can't just grab people like that.
Oh, what else are they gonna throw you?
Yeah, I do enjoy that this game really it totally defies expectations. I think. I mean, like the very opening is kind of what you're expecting, and then after that, it's been very, very different. Again, it makes me just all the more wonder what the hell the next one would even look like.
It definitely shows that they've still got some ideas floating around, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you can only do the like proper like slaughter everything revenge story once.
Right. Well, you know, unless you're Hollywood, but still.
You gotta kill that thing up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just...
Oh shit! There we go.
I took my blood payment from your father for what happened to my son. I haven't taken it from you.
What do you mean?
Later. Don't want to keep the All-Father waiting. Speaking of which, mask.
Right.
There we go.
We need to head through those rocks. Hey, can you...
I like seeing his little run there.
Right.
Not very dignified.
He's really not.
Very motivated.
Thor's a fucking mess, dude.
Want to talk about blood payment? What about the giants you killed? They were my family. Thamur, Roner, they were your people too.
The giants were blight on the 9 realms, and I reveled in every single one of their deaths.
Let's just change the subject. You know, last time...
It's trying really hard to make conversation with him.
Don't play.
Thor's like the annoying weirdo relative you don't want to invite to your Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, he's the drunk uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the drunk racist uncle with the way he was just talking.
Pretty simple.
Bragging about genocide.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever manage to impress him, you're going to hear a "you're one of the good ones" speech.
Listen, Modi had some problems, but he was my son. And the only reason you aren't mush right now is because of that broken piece of wood.
Look, clearly neither of us can do this mission alone. And I want to impress the Allfather just as much as you do.
Also, the whole idea of that mask, that is, you're right, because there's nothing in Norse mythology like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is, to a degree, like, kind of at least inspired by the mask.
Oh.
Right, like the Jim Carrey, the
You
mask?
think that's
No, they've said that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, they've said that they kind of, because in the movie it is the mask of Loki, right? It's like a chaos thing.
Yeah.
So that is partially where they got the idea to do that.
Interesting.
It's definitely played in a much different way, but
Yeah, I'm glad Jim Carrey is in this.
dude, I fucking can't stand Jim Carrey lately.
I mean,
Ever since the
haven't-
Sonic movie.
oh, that was the breaking point. I haven't enjoyed Jim Carrey.
Well, that's also fair. It's been a lot longer than just that, but that was the thing that really kind of made me just go.
He was
I
awful.
can't remember what the last Jim Carrey movie I thought was really solid was.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I literally couldn't even tell you what it was. I mean, Ace Ventura. Is there anything after that?
When did Liar Liar come out? That was.
I don't remember
not
if that
too
was
bad of
before or
a
after.
movie. Yeah.
That one was alright.
I don't know. He was kind of like Adam Sandler. He tried to do a couple like dramatic movies and nobody gave a shit. And I think he got bitter and pissy. And then he had like an existential crisis that even Adam Sandler didn't go through. And then he became like a pretentious art weirdo.
Pulling this way. We'll have to find some way down.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine if Jim Carrey was playing Thor.
I wasn't playing you, by the way.
Jim Carrey as Thor? Oh.
Did you ever have fun? You're so different from your
That's what Marvel should do.
Oh, there you are.
What is Marvel doing lately?
Marvel?
Yeah.
Thor, what the?
Well, I can tell you that now that Phase 4 is like properly over, the only 3 things I'd actually recommend watching are WandaVision, Loki, and Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Right, like next up, Secret Invasion looks pretty cool. That's the Samuel L. Jackson one.
Okay.
Do the whole like Skrull shapeshifter invasion thing.
Okay.
Ant-Man just came out recently, and that I haven't even seen it. I didn't even go see it. I feel like once they've lost me, I feel like that's how you know they're in a really bad place. Because
I mean, I like WandaVision and Loki, so I'm glad I watched those two.
Definitely watch Black Panther
too.
Yeah, that was I actually kind of like that even more than the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
The second one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So did you see Loki?
I have not seen Loki.
So that's the only other thing.
Okay.
Loki was really good.
Yeah, I really, really liked that. I mean, like, there's stuff that I would say was decent and fun.
Right.
Like, I thought the Spider-Man movie was absolutely fun.
Right.
I thought Doctor Strange was also fun. But, like, something that's, like, truly, really good and, like, feels really worth watching, like, those are all really it. For all of Phase 4. And you know how big that was and how many fucking things they were putting out.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that might have been their most ambitious phase as far as just sheer content goes.
Oh, definitely, I'd say. Like, Moon Knight I liked, but again, it had problems where I wish
Yeah, I didn't get into it. I watched a couple episodes and I never went back to it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. They're delaying, like, most everything and, like, pushing things back and reevaluating their plan. So, I think come once we get to, like, 2025, and, like, the stuff coming out that year will be part of this restructure that they're working on. So once that happens, it might be worth going back, taking another look and going, like, all right, let's see, now that they've had time to kind of try at least to fix things, now what does it look like?
Right.
But I'd say even like Secret Invasion, which right now I do think looks pretty good, I would still say be really cautious of anything coming out in the immediate future, just because of it's the stuff that got made before they started reevaluating things.
Yeah, Iger's shaking things up, coming back, trying to...
Yeah, Iger came back and was like, all right.
Legacy as much as possible.
Well, Bob Chapek fucked that shit up so badly.
That guy was a moron.
Yeah, the only thing I'm, like, mildly interested in would be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, well, yeah, so Secret Invasion looks pretty good. Guardians 3, I think, looks pretty good. I think the Marvels looks stupid. That's like it's kind of Captain Marvel too, but it's also doing like Monica from WandaVision.
Yeah,
and the Miss Marvel, which I thought they fucked the Miss Marvel show up really badly. So
a lot of people liked it though.
Did they? I didn't hear anybody say it was good. Like, legitimately, I heard, like, nothing but criticism about that.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Here's the shrine.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it.
It has, there are things about it I like, but it just, as a whole, it started out kind of cool, and then it went nowhere. I mean, the way they changed her powers, just by itself, did not work. Like, they completely, well, like, in the comics and, like, cartoon, like, every other piece of media, her whole thing, right, she's an inhuman, right? There's she turns into an inhuman because there's this, like, Terrigen mist, like, bomb that goes off, and it turns a bunch of people, right, like, all over the world. What's that?
When are we going to get more Inhumans?
Well, they do, the fact that they but here's the thing, right? They made Miss Marvel not an Inhuman.
Okay, what is she?
They're definitely making her a mutant instead.
Okay.
So the fact that the most popular and well-liked character that is an Inhuman just got made not an Inhuman tells me that we're probably not getting any Inhumans.
Right.
Like, I don't think they're going to do that. Well, kind of, because then they did have Black Bolt in Doctor Strange. But it was like an all-universe thing that they did away with really fast, right? Like, not like,
Right.
I don't know. I don't think... I don't think they're going to try Inhumans again, honestly.
Yeah, that's bad.
Not at least not for a long time.
I wouldn't.
Well, like, Miss Marvel would have been the way to do it. You could have recast and tried to redo the concept through her, because she's already the best Inhuman.
Right.
Like I just straight up, she's the best Inhuman. But in the comics, her power is she does like a stretchy thing, right? It's not quite like it's similar to Mr. Fantastic, but she can also do like full on shape shifting. And in the show, she just kind of shoots like light blasts.
That's really lazy.
She just shoots little lights. She's basically like the Indigo Lanterns from Green Lantern. Like she does that, or like she'll make like her fist will come like she'll make like a purple construct of a fist that will look like she's stretching, but it's not actually her stretching.
You know why they probably did that? It's because it's going to be really difficult to make the stretchy powers look good.
Yeah, but the light power didn't look good. So. That's the thing is like that. I agree, and I thought about that before the show even came out. Like, yeah, it'd probably be hard to make the stretching effect look good. Yeah, I get why they'd want to change it, but then the effect they used also didn't look good. So it kind of, I don't know.
Another marble. Surters.
I can't wait for them to try to do Fantastic Four at some point.
I mean, that's on the docket. Though, thankfully, that is far enough away at this point still that it is part of the whole, let's take a minute, let's delay everything, let's restructure, and let's try and figure this out. So at least Fantastic Four is part of that, let's push things back kind of thing.
So I just mean, like, how are they going to make his stretchy powers not look like dog shit?
I mean, I think the CGI is there. It's going to cost a lot of fucking money, but I think it's good. It's easier if you don't see the skin stretching, right?
Yeah,
you have him in the full-bodied costume where only like his head is actually visible, right? For like his actual human skin.
Godzilla.
It's Godzilla making out with Godzilla.
No. Look, it's because they fought together.
It's supposed to be Surtur and I forget the ice giant's name, but
Are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Oh, well that's good for them.
But it looks like their love caused them to combine into some kind of huge creature.
Ragnarok.
And then
Ragnarok destroys Asgard.
Right. I saw that in Grow.
forget the name of the ice giant. But
Whoa, that was something. Oh,
you kind of want to know more about this little weird realm that's like inside these portraits.
Yeah.
Like, what exactly is this? Like, I get that it's there mostly just for this message, but like, is this like a place beyond
like a
that?
weird desert somewhere.
I mean, it's got something to do with giant magic for sure, but
I'm gonna hang back here. Don't want your friend.
It's the big shit will fuck dimension.
what's that?
It's the big shit will fuck dimension.
The big shit will fuck dimension.
Big shit.
Will fuck. At some point, Michael's still got to see those live-action Attack on Titan
God,
movies.
they're so bad.
I still just love, like, Aaron and Mikasa's entire character dynamic being reduced to she was cold, so he gave her a scarf.
I know. It's like, come on, man. Or was it the Hannes who in the original story he's like a drunk kind of, but he like means really well, and then he gets his shit together when after things go wrong. Whereas in that movie he's just like seemingly a very generic and plain normal soldier. And then it becomes a pathetic drunk that's not helpful after things go bad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Well, they were trying to tell an entire complete story based only on the first 2 seasons of the show, or just the first season of the show.
Which you can't do because it's missing so many critical features.
Well, it doesn't. There's no crescendo.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like there's arcs and there's like a conclusion to like the individual arcs of story, but Attack on Titan is one of those narratives that like it really does not feel conclusive until you get to the actual end, right? Like it never really feels like there's a conclusion.
There's always dangling plot threads and shit.
It just and so to go like, well, let's tell a complete finished story just based on 2/8 of the full story.
So forth.
Yeah. Gotta reduce those fractions.
She'd be faring better than you, at least.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like, and then there's the whole thing where, like, Aaron's dad just was the scientist that made the Titans, and that's the entire explanation. And he just made them in modern-day Japan, and then they just destroyed Japan.
Yeah, it's
remember the last explosives in the world?
Yep.
They just never explained why they couldn't make anymore.
I mean, they had trucks. I think they could figure out how to make.
Yeah, they were driving trucks, and they're like, but these are the last explosives.
If you have gas, you can make them. You can make a bomb.
That's an explosive right there.
No, but those were the last ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the movie version of Attack on Titan is like what Attack on Titan would have been if it was like a stereotypical shitty anime.
Yeah, actually, though.
Trusting
you.
So, where to?
Let me check.
Also, I think that wound didn't heal because it's like a godly weapon that Kratos like cut him with.
Thor?
I think that's got something to do with it.
Real god stuff.
You are a god.
You're damn right.
So am I.
He didn't have a reply to that.
It's here. This is the spot.
Well, where is it? In the lava?
I don't know.
Yes, it was.
Alright, time to turn to Jim Carrey.
They're still missing a piece.
Some advice. Sticking your hand in lava is never gonna feel.
Doesn't think it.
Good. It's better that way. Sorry.
I mean, if he wasn't a god, he wouldn't have a hand.
Right. I feel like we made through a lot of this today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good progress.
How far in would you say we are now?
I feel I gotta kind of go back and look at just exactly how many like levels or missions there actually are in the game, but we this is a good chunk that we got done. This is a good chunk today.
Look, one of these phrases is complete now. We can read it all.
But you can't translate.
Not yet.
See, I got a little theory. I think if we can find the rest of this, we can use it to look into that without, losing an eye or worse.
Yeah, we could do a proctology exam on it.
Make a good team. Don't we? Don't we? Make a good damn team.
Just like you and Balder.
You both behave out there?
Thor was really great. I learned a lot from him.
You learned something from him. Really? Okay. What did you teach the kid?
Nothing. What could I possibly teach him?
Exactly. I was wondering where that went. Actually, I had a pretty good idea.
I'm not really sure why I came to Asgard, but I realize now it wasn't to be a spy. I need you to know you can trust me. And if I'm gonna help you take this to the end, I need to be able to trust you.
And trust is earned. I get it. Take this, figure out the rest of it. If you're staying, that is.
You're gonna tell me what you're really looking for in there.
Translate that, and I'll tell you everything. And on that, young man, you can trust me.
Believe me.
Yeah, we could hook you up to this E-meter and find out how many patents you have.
I wonder if Kratos will ever fight Xena.
That's the God of War game I want.
Seems like you're mad.
Kratos versus Scientology.
That'd be so funny.
L. Ron Hubbard boss fight. Could be on one of those spaceships that looks like a DC-8, but with a rocket engine instead of a jet.
Right. Okay.
What other stupid religions are there out there? Like
all of them.
Well, I mean ones that are like on Scientology.
Just truly outlandish.
Stupid, yeah.
I mean, Mormon's pretty far up there.
There's the Raelians are out there.
The Raelians, yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Topless cult.
It's kind of what the whole thing's about, right?
Seems to be a huge focus of the religion. Is just women without shirts. I'm not totally sure what that signifies to their religion.
I mean, it signifies that the dudes in charge are horny.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Is this old?
Aren't the cult leaders always?
Paint him young.
Are they what? What? Was
The
that?
cult leaders are always kind of horny.
That's
a good point.
Hey, you're back.
Oh, hi.
How was it? Did Father behave himself?
Yeah.
Like everyone is saying that to Thor. His dad, his daughter, everybody else
Did you
is.
work from Grandfather's study?
Oh yeah. Her name's Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid. Wow. All Father must really trust you. Well, glad you survived your first day.
Hey.
Hey, don't let me hold you up.
Thanks. Talk tomorrow. Well, this has been a weird day. Exactly.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Must be cold in here at night.
Yeah, with the whole. Although, you know, if the weather's just like always nice in Asgard.
Is it though? How nice is it?
I mean, it looks nice right now.
I mean, relatively, but I mean, it could be like 50 or something. You know, it's not that
right.
Well, it seems like there's magical protection to keep Fimbulwinter from like affecting the realm. So, I mean, it could also be. I feel like fairly easy to think that they just have like solid weather all the time because for the same reason.
Guess so.
I mean, maybe not.
I guess you don't really need central heating when you can do central heating for an entire pocket dimension.
Well, plus, you know, like Thor could probably make sure there aren't storms.
Yeah.
If he wants to. Not that he gives a shit, I guess. That's a great transition.
Man, Kratos is having it rough these days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's hard being a dad. Single father Kratos over here.
It is funny how much of a, you know, the loss of parenthood is what made him the character he was.
Right.
So it only makes sense that.
He's so obsessed with being a better dad.
Yeah.
Good morning, brother. No news, I'm afraid. But I have a plan. Do you not?
Kill some motherfuckers.
That's always the plan.
The Lords.
Oh, yeah.
You found me once. Could you do so again?
I could try, but I don't.
Busy with my window garden.
Like this is Sindri's study, and she's just kind of growing plants all over it now.
You may not find them.
Turning it into like a fucking grow room or something.
Right.
Midgard. But if Atreus is in Asgard, there's no getting him back without an army. We should be raising one.
Yes, nothing like a catastrophic war to improve the situation.
Oh, shut up.
The boy seems quite capable. Perhaps if you simply give him some time.
You are not free of blame here. You encouraged his foolishness, his confusion. I do not seek war. But if Odin has stolen my son, do not doubt the lengths I will go to.
Your nature has always been clear, Kratos. But you, Freya. War as a first resort. That's not the Freya I knew. I hope the Norns can give
You guys feeling better about Tyr?
No. I still hate him.
I'm surprised people don't just walk out of the room whenever he opens his
Tyr,
mouth.
stop. This is no time to divide ourselves further. Come, sit, please.
Yeah. I like how with as soon as they got back to both Kratos and Mimir, it's like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
You of all people would seek out fate. But your instincts haven't let us down so far. Let's find
Does
a
he
way.
ever get his body back?
No, no, he's always ahead.
Alright.
Kratos has also come a long way from just referring to him as head.
Yeah, he's using proper nouns these days.
I
Pretty impressive.
To help the boy find his answers. And I failed.
Yeah, you did. Big bitch.
Of this, you always have been.
You really.
That's why Odin imprisoned you in the first place. He's terrified of you.
I doubt that very much.
It's the
Yeah, I think we all doubt that.
I mean, maybe Odin's terrified of how much he sucks.
Right.
That is not who I am anymore.
I know you feel that way now.
Yeah, helpful. That's not who you are anymore.
More than once.
Worth
Believe
something.
me, there is something beyond that.
And what is that?
Purpose. Purpose is
What is he doing over there?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
The companion accessory slot is empty.
Oh yeah, there's.
Does it hurt?
Oh, this? Only when I worry.
How would Atreus get to Asgard?
I'm sorry, but you'd have to ask Odin. He's got control of every path. I know how highly you esteem our expertise on such things, so I'm sure that's disappointing. He's just been one step ahead of us.
You know that the giant dwarf that Peter Dinklage played in Infinity War is supposed to be the same character.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, Eitri and Sindri are interchangeable names for the same dwarf in Norse mythology.
Interesting.
Didn't know that.
So that's two major depictions of that exact character in pop culture in the last several years.
You couldn't get Peter Dinklage to do this game.
No,
He was
no.
too busy being a talking cube in Destiny.
Man, you know they took him out of that, right? Like
Why?
not long after that first game came out, because everyone thought his dialogue was all so bad that they literally re-recorded all of it with a different voice and replaced him.
He was just phoning it in.
Yeah, and that was the first Destiny. That was
Right.
years ago now. That was like 2014 that came out.
Granted, I don't blame him for phoning it in for Destiny.
No, I don't either.
Neither. I suspect we may have consequences to look forward to.
There's a side mission that comes up where you have to go and collect Needhogs, children from around the realms.
Okay. What do you do with them? Put them in daycare?
You're just getting them back here.
Okay.
They've just escaped through those tears or whatever in reality.
Are they more weird bipedal snakes?
Yeah, they're just small ones.
Okay.
They're not even really battles. They're just if you find them, you just suck them through a wormhole and send them back here.
I feel like a good name for this game could have just been God of War Consequences.
God of War Consequences. That's good. Let's see. Back to Midgard. Yeah, I'm honestly, if we do the like the 3-hour time slot. I actually don't think it's going to take us that long to fit into this, as long as we actually
do it.
You know,
Yeah.
as long as the game is, especially if we're kind of mainlining the main story.
I discovered some of their threads near the frozen lake. I stashed one for spellcrafting, but we may also use it to find them. Just remember, they really don't want to be found.
Well, at least
Well, the Fates didn't, and Greece didn't want to be found either. So,
is there any culture where the Fates do want to be found?
I don't think so. God, do you remember how gross Clotho was?
Yes.
Or Clotho was in God of War 2?
Oh, yeah.
With like the 1,000 tits coming off the... Yeah.
We should take your sled and head to the lake.
Remember the Fates and Percy Jackson?
God, I wish I did. But I
I'm
do.
glad I've never seen the first.
Oh, we should watch it.
Yeah, we should make you watch. We should make you watch both of them back to back.
I think I'll pass.
Of course.
They're making that show version of it, right?
They are. Yeah, that's getting a reboot.
Wonder if
I
they'll
thought
suck
that-
them up.
Dude, you know they're doing Twilight again
Were
as
those
a show.
movies successful?
Peter Percy Jackson?
I don't think
Not
so.
particularly.
The books
Yeah, I
are.
was gonna say, yeah.
The books are, which is why they're trying again.
Yeah.
But Alex, did you hear that they're doing
Hasn't
a
the time for
whole...
the books kind of passed at this point?
I mean, I think so, but... But no, Alex, did you know that they're doing an entire new Twilight adaptation, but as a TV series?
For what, Amazon?
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be on, but they're doing it. Somebody's doing it.
I don't know why anybody still is interested in Twilight.
Their fur is matted. When did you last brush them?
They are wolves.
And take care of them, and they'll take care of you.
They are wolves.
Kratos doesn't even know how to keep a goddamn pet.
I think Atreus did all that work.
What exactly do you intend to ask the Norns?
How I will find my son.
Alex, did you know that apparently Harry Potter's going to have a whole remake?
Yeah, that's the first one they announced.
Oh wait, it's a full-on remake. I knew.
Oh yeah, no, they're remaking the entire thing as a series on HBO.
Oh really?
Yeah, from scratch,
New
doing it all
actors
again.
and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
I don't know what the point of that is, but
Well, there isn't one.
I've foreseen our entire journey long ago. Who we would meet.
Interesting.
Fight.
Wow,
see what
we
they
are
do.
we are really just increasingly creatively bankrupt as a society.
I'll tell you what isn't bankrupt, those anti-Semitic goblin characters.
Yeah, you think they'll keep those?
Oh, they're loaded, man. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see if
Then maybe
they
you know
go
the future that
ultra PC on it, or what they'll do.
Because the game didn't.
that image at the end of it.
That just came out. The game didn't.
Still
Oh,
Yeah, they're still in that, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't think you see them doing any banking, but but there are goblins in it. And they don't look that different.
Okay.
Well, I think I sent you a screenshot.
You did, yeah.
They don't look.
They look basically the same.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the noses aren't as quite as over the top,
That could be.
but
I didn't do like a side by side comparison. Or
Yeah,
anything like that.
but I do believe at least you're
I didn't
not
see
seeing
that
them in the
shit.
banks. you're at least just coming across them as like villagers or people running a shop. Or,
I think the concept could have been saved if they made them like more typical fantasy goblins. You know, make them
Right.
green, make them
yeah,
like,
right.
have like the accentuated sort of like elf ears and shit. But I don't know.
I'm the Valkyrie Queen.
I feel like you shouldn't be doing that kind of shit in this day and age.
I mean, the goblin thing is.
It's amazing that people
It's particular.
tolerated it when that shit came out.
Yeah, I mean, I remember maybe not like as like that with the first movie, but I remember being fairly young and going to seeing that and being like, that seems just a little weird.
Yeah.
Even back then.
Right.
But people just sort of ignored it, I guess, because Harry Potter is so good, apparently.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is I was never a big Harry Potter fan to begin with, so like.
No, I mean, I read the books when I was a kid. I thought they were fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'll give them the respect of a lot of kids just read and like learned to read because of them.
Right.
And there is something special about that. But I also think that, like, it's not that interesting of a narrative really on its own.
Well, I mean, it's just another chosen one story.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling was not particularly innovative as an author.
No, and there's I haven't read them, but there's like some other like specific books that I've read that she like really took quite a lot of stuff almost verbatim from.
Well, as far as I understand it, like none of the actual concepts in Harry Potter are like particularly unique. It's all kind of
It's just maybe the way they're arranged,
right?
Which I mean, to be fair, you know,
that's what a lot of authors do.
Yeah, it's not like that's only Harry Potter.
What the author really did that was innovative was, you know, sort of doing that as like a whole series that sort of keeps going with the audience as they get older.
Yeah, that's another thing I think a lot of people appreciate. They got to have fun with it as kids, and then it got a little darker as it went. And that there's something about that appealed to a lot of kids. Again, not really me so much, but
I mean, the best of Harry Potter, I think, to me, are the first two movies.
Yeah,
I think the whole. I like the full first half, and then the fifth one is so bad that it just fucking ruins the entire thing for me. Yeah, I like all those first four movies, and that fifth one just killed literally any interest I had in the franchise after that.
But nowadays, all J.K. Rowling does is write weird books about trans serial killers that like sniff panties while they murder people or whatever.
Is that actually in that book?
I don't remember exactly.
Like the Dementors are just sniffing on some panties.
Not a Harry Potter book, but she wrote like another book about like a trans serial killer.
A trans serial killer?
No, really?
Yeah, no, that's like what. Yeah, that's what actually is.
She really does not like trans people.
Yeah, she's got some problems.
My thing is like, even if you don't, like, if you just shut up about it, no one ever would have cared.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't feel the need to share that opinion, she could have just collected her checks and.
Well, that's kind of
never
how
would
she's
have mattered.
relevant now, is being like as anti-trans as she possibly can be.
Right. My thing is, I just like, if you're already fucking rich, why do you need to be relevant?
Yeah, right.
Well, a lot of
That's
rich
my
people
thing, right?
are
Like-
obsessed with making themselves, you know, like popular and, you know, like everybo's talking about. Like,
Well,
it's the same sort of thing Elon Musk does, you know.
I'm
Right.
sure
Well, like, if I got super rich, you guys would be the only people that would ever hear from me again. Like, if I got super rich, like, I wouldn't, like, there would be no, like, oh, I gotta make sure people remember my name. I'd be like, no, I can just fucking go do what I want privately, alone,
Yeah, right.
for the rest of my life.
Thread of fate we are tracing.
Well, I think it's probably also, you know, J.K. Rowling got to spend over a decade being like
Loved.
feted
Yeah.
and loved
Yeah, that's true.
and
That's
going to
She got
fancy
addicted to the-
parties and being the center of attention and celebrated, and I'm sure she had like fancy dinners with network executives
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
all
yeah.
that shit. And
Well, it doesn't sound like that stopped, either.
oh, it's
necessarily.
Still, oh,
Well, it's interesting because I mean the celebrity treatment is still there, except now it's with the right wing anti-trans crowd as opposed to the Harry Potter fans.
Right. Which, a lot of it's funny, like, it seemed like conservative people kind of got Harry Potter and liberals kind of got NASCAR, it seems like. It's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, who knows, man.
Or he wanted to forget what he saw.
Well, it's amazing, yeah, like, you've got, like, kind of, I guess, almost brands switching between,
To be honest, the like waking up from a dream.
between, like, political allegiances.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Budweiser, dude.
Yeah, that's just.
Well, also, you know that last year there was a liberal boycott of Budweiser for donating to Republican politicians. Like, a huge boycott.
Yeah.
And now there's this conservative one. So, I mean, yeah, it's...
Well, it just shows you as a brand, like, there's no way to make everybody happy.
Right.
You probably shouldn't fuck with your primary customer base. No matter what business you're in, you should probably figure out who's the main group of people buying your product and not intentionally antagonize them.
Yeah.
So yeah, like J.K. Rowling, probably not the best thing to start attacking trans people when
considering how
when the
liberal
people-
Harry Potter fans
Yeah.
were or whatever.
or like Budweiser, which is only drank by the most tasteless of rednecks. Like, why would you?
yeah.
Like, you're literally your customer base is people who are just like, it's beer.
It's beer and it's
Because that is garbage beer.
Oh, it's awful.
I mean, it's fucking. It smells. It
I mean,
smells like
Budweiser is bad enough on its own, but oh my god, Bud Light, like light beer,
light beer in general.
Even the best mainstream beer brand, their light beer sucks.
Yeah, there's just no light beer that's good.
Yeah, well, the calories are where the flavor is.
Yeah, man.
Just
Can't have flavor without
just like
calories.
everything else. Like, that's it.
Tastes like a raccoon pissed into an old log.
But, yeah, so I don't know what they thought was going to be the outcome of that.
Ah, God damn it, stop it.
Which is why, like, I don't know, you look at certain companies and you're like, wow, their ads suck. Like, I hate that Geico Gecko, but you know what that Geico Gecko never did? Create a controversy of any kind.
Well, not yet, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Who knows? He could be friends with Cosby for all we know.
I mean, that's possible.
I mean, just wait till
But those, like, I hate the inane, shitty ads that are for everything, but you kind of understand why they exist. Especially something like insurance where you're trying to sell to literally everyone.
Right.
Like, you don't have, like, oh, this is our target market. Your target market is people who need car insurance.
Right. That's why the Travelocity has that gnome. Or why all
Because
these
they're targeting there to you.
Because
gnomes appeal to everybody.
Well, they're just trying to get his business.
Increasingly, they do appear to appeal to everyone. People seem to like them.
You face the fates of your homeland, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with gnomes, man.
I like Mimir's like, surely that was exaggerated what I heard you did.
I just couldn't even believe when I was in Home Goods and even random people passing me by were like, wow, there's a lot of gnomes in here. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, you were the canary in the coal mine on that one.
Yeah, you really were.
It is the truth.
Canary in the gnome mine. As it was.
The canary in the gnome mine.
The gnomes mine?
I don't think so.
I think that's a dwarf thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just squat in dwarf tunnels.
Yeah, well, I think they like dig holes like rabbits or whatever to live in, but like I don't think they extract any minerals or anything of value.
Actually, I think they do.
They don't contribute.
I don't think they mine for.
That's an interesting point. Kratos just talked about how he killed the Fates, and Frey was like, "That is the most dangerous and irresponsible thing I've ever heard." But also, she said that she's never seen anyone in these realms possess that kind of power, the way Kratos described the Fates.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of implies that the land of the Greek and the magic in the Greek world was outright just way more powerful than the stuff that's going on here.
No.
I think gnomes, they don't mine for like metals like dwarves do, but I think they do
Mine for your ass.
They do extract gemstones, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah. That was in that fact book that you had.
I don't know if that fact book is like.
You gotta bring that back so we can read more facts.
Yeah. To be fair, I think we've actually read all the facts.
Have we read all of them? Those are cold hard facts, though.
Yeah, those are scientifically
I
vetted.
don't know,
vetted,
man.
dude.
Anybody can put some gnomes in a book and still make the claims.
Yeah, I mean, especially accurate.
I don't know. I don't know where you guys just became so credulous when it comes to gnomes.
Well, I mean, you gotta trust whatever sources you have when it comes to gnomes, because there aren't a lot of sources.
It's because nobody wants to write about them.
Because they're losers.
I don't know. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You gonna go down to Aldi's and go up to the clerk and be like, "Hey, what do you know about that gnome that works here?"
The gnomes work there.
Yeah, of course they do. Remember in those Aldi's commercials where like the gnomes would have to they're like employees and they were like, directing each other to do shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was what that commercial looked
I think
like.
it even had a little name tag because it was work there.
I guess, will you find that in the actual story, you think?
I don't know.
They might have a gnome put up somewhere as like a novelty, like.
Oh, I bet they do, yeah.
Just the same. Thank you.
A fine sentiment, but write on a bloody note when we're out of the cold, brother.
Oh, come on. Oh, okay. Well, you also see that now that that they got rid of Tucker Carlson and Fox News, that conservatives are like boycotting Fox News.
I'm surprised they weren't doing that before, after all those private messages got leaked.
They didn't seem to know or care about that. Probably they just didn't hear about it.
Yeah,
But,
or the ones who did
Fox
hear about
News
it.
didn't report it, so.
Or the ones who did hear about it, decided it must be some sort of fake news and then
Right.
pay attention to it.
Right, I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I can't wait for whatever Tucker Carlson's new show will be.
Late night with Fucker Carlson.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he was fired.
Podcast or something.
Podcast.
Well, they said it was some.
I don't know if
it was reported as some type of mutual decision.
Yeah, I don't think he was fired.
His contract was up and they didn't renew.
Well, I have a theory, and I think he retired intentionally to spend the rest of his life fucking M&Ms.
That's possible.
I think he really just is like, that's my real passion. This news business, this is just a side gig until I was able to...
He's going to start up an OnlyFans where it's just him, sticking his dick in a bag of M&Ms.
Yeah, he'll be, bathing. He'll do hot tub streams, but there won't be water in the thing. It'll just be more M&Ms.
He does own his own, media company.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Is it like an M&M
It's
porn
like digital.
company?
It's like just a digital news site or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's probably looking to start his own network then.
Yeah. Or he'll just start podcasting or something.
Right.
Well, then no one can tell him that he can't fuck M&Ms in public.
That's true.
He could be like Alex Jones.
I feel like Alex Jones is right more often than Tucker Carlson.
That's probably true. I mean, the thing about Alex Jones is he's crazy. Right?
Yeah, he's got he's had severe fucking head injuries. He's there's something wrong with his brain.
He's played with some crazy drugs.
And crazy drugs that he's done. Yeah, he's not. I think Tucker Carlson is a liar.
That's the thing is Alex Jones, he sells a lot of shit, he tells a lot of lies, but he will sometimes tell the truth, either on accident or just because he's so crazy that he doesn't even care about, making money off of something as much. Whereas Tucker Carlson is only
much more of
he's a scumbag. He's just
Good thing I had a resurrection stone.
Yeah, seriously.
There is also an extent to which, I don't know quite what it is with Alex Jones, but there is an extent to where, schizophrenics, they notice patterns in everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're great at noticing patterns that are actually there.
Right.
But they also
Bohemian Grove. That was real. Ooh, god damn.
Oh,
that's
man.
like half a health bar in one hit.
Yeah.
Jesus. Alright, well, I will kill this guy, and then I think that'll be the end for today.
Okay. Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, I just said, schizophrenics will notice patterns in anything, so they'll often notice patterns that are actually there, but then part of it is they make connections that just aren't. And I think that would make sense as if, Alex Jones has been right about a decent amount of stuff, but he's also been wrong.
Wrong about a lot of stuff, too, yeah.
He makes crazy connections with, with the whole Newtown thing that he got in so much trouble with. He just started making all these connections that weren't there. I don't know if he claimed that if he was one of the ones that claimed one of the dads was Tony Hawk. I never really understood that one.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah.
Whew, there we go.
I just know that people were claiming that Tony Hawk was paid to play one of the parents of the kids. Why would you pay someone that famous?
Right. It's one thing if there are people that you haven't heard of, but why Tony Hawk?
I mean, he kind of looked like Tony Hawk, but I mean,
some people just kind of look like Tony Hawk.
Why would you hire Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk isn't that weird looking of a person.
No, he's a very normal looking dude.
Yeah. But But so yeah, I think that's a big part. I don't know. I can't diagnose anybody, but I would say that like Alex Jones probably has some schizophrenic tendencies.
Yeah, plus the severe, like, probably brain trauma from falling on his fucking head out of a tree that one time. Which did happen. I've read about that. That actually happened.
Really?
He, like, landed on his fucking head.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would fuck you up.
Yeah, like, that's definitely got to play some part.
Do you think he's Bill Hicks? That's another conspiracy theory.
I love that
That
conspiracy
Bill
theory.
Hicks faked his death and
It became out.
That
That is one of the silliest ones, but it is one of the funniest ones. At least these Norns are just like, not like they talk shit, but they're not like, I don't know. They didn't come after us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like in the Greek saga, they fuck with Kratos. Like,
Oh yeah.
they start shit.
Everybody in Greek mythology starts shit with Kratos. Almost everybody.
Kratos just finishes things.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to be fair though, I mean these things. Balder showed up at his door.
That's true. Kratos was pretty happy just living in his little shack in the woods.
Yeah, he's plenty happy to just kind of do his own thing. Oh, it's one of those witches from the first game. I think that's the first time we've seen these in the second one.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it on this one in this game. She even got a broom. Where do witches' brooms come from?
I don't know if I knew at one point, but I just don't know why.
What's up?
Why witches have brooms?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. But there's a lot of old superstitions that I'm sure play into it. I mean, like, there's old shit about, like, a witch can't get up from a chair if you throw out, like, a acorn under the chair. She's like, it, like, binds a witch to a seat. Like, yeah, this is goofy shit people used to believe.
Right. I mean, witches definitely came from, like, a lot of times villages would kick widowed women out of the village. And they'd be forced to go live in the woods.
Right.
And then people would just start making stories
That's a new
about the old women that lived in the woods.
I mean, they were just sort of convenient targets for the community to beat up on.
Oh, yeah.
Typically, yeah. This Bifrost's in my neck stump. Oh yeah, did you hear the Norn refer to Mimir as Puck?
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, like Celtic, Arthurian court Puck.
Good thing. Not hockey.
Not a hockey puck. Come on.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be a whole second health bar for the monster.
Yeah, you have to like
break the
break
stones.
Yeah, well, you have to break its
stone.
defense each time. So you have to like build up its like stagger, and then it gives you the opportunity to. Oh, jeez. Okay. Sometimes it's damn.
Ouch.
All right. Well, I think next time we'll just start with this
fight.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do.
Sweet.
All right. Well, there we go. That was a ton of project
Yeah.
progress. Ugh. All right. Let's see. Trying to read out here, and then
Hi, dog.
Yeah, 5 o'clock on the dot.
Nice.
Yep, perfect timing. Let's see. Who is going today? Yeah, throw raid someone's way.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll do Sarah. Sarah's also playing the last God of War.
Oh, nice.
Let's do that.
No, we brought up Gnomes, we brought up politics. We didn't bring up cannibalism this time.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of eating people on this one.
No.
I guess in the game there was, because those raiders we were fighting, they want to eat Kratos.
Oh yeah.
So the game brought the cannibalism.
That's good.
This week.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's still found a way. Still found a way to be included.
Yeah, I mean, for everybody who might still be listening, if you're hungry, eat people.
Soylent Green is people.